of Hockey Night in Oswego. Only on WTOP.
The temperatures have increased in central New York, and so have the stakes here at Oswego. Welcome to WTOP 10 TV's production of playoff hockey on the scenic campus of SUNY Oswego as we kick off this beautiful spring weekend live from the Perch Hockey Night in Oswego. I am Logan Weingartner for today's SUNYAC semifinal pregame show between the 2-seeded Oswego State Lakers and the 3-seeded Cortland Red Dragons. Joined by my wonderful two analysts, Chris DeLuca and Paul Kasperzak. Guys, let's get right into it. We have a star-studded matchup on our hands this afternoon. Two teams that finished with the exact same record in conference play and nearly the exact same overall. They will both be fighting for a shot in the SUNYAC title game today. This should be a special one.
Absolutely. I mean, just to start off with Oswego here, Oswego, how they got here, they've won 4 of their last 6 games. In those 6 games, they also had a tie versus the number 13 Plattsburgh, but also a loss versus Cortland. That was 3-1 loss, which we'll get into a little bit later. But those games were just enough to clinch the 2 seed as well as the bye. They're 8-4-2 in the conference, 14-9-2 overall, nearly identical with Cortland, and they're 8-2-1 at home, which they got to be very happy about, especially looking at Cortland's away record being split down the middle, 5 wins, 5 losses in 10 games this year for them.
Yeah, for Cortland, I mean, this season they win 15-7-4, overall 8-4-2 in conference play. I mean, the last time these two teams hit the ice against each other, the Red Dragons beat the Lakers 3-1 in Cortland. Natalie Lon scored the only Oswego goal in the loss to Cortland. Also, the power play in that match, Cortland only had the only power play in that matchup, and they didn't convert. Fanny Ambrom scored twice in the victory, and Katie Mahoney helped on the 2 goals. Galios locked down the Lakers' offense and saved 20 of the 21 Oswego shots, bringing us to this game, which honestly, guys, this is set up to be a toss-up between these two teams. Either way this game goes, it's going to be entertaining hockey.
Certainly two very dynamic teams. Expect a very defensive-oriented matchup. Both teams very stout on that end, guys. Just talked about how both teams got here with this journey, all for a shot at March 7th in the SUNYAC Championship. So guys, talk a little bit more about Oswego's journey to these playoffs. Chris, I'll start with you. Paul, then I'll go to you for Cortland.
Yeah, I mean, Oswego, they had, obviously, compared to last season, it wasn't as great of a season. They lost a lot of seniors from Alexi Levy, Sofia Kokassis. I mean, a lot of their leadership had gone away after last season. But it was a great turnaround for them. Obviously, as we mentioned before, 8 wins so far in the conference, 4 losses and 2 ties. Obviously, not the kind of result that you would want after a year where you won 15-1-2 in the conference, but understandably so. Again, you lost all your seniors, and a lot of your young people, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, are all stepping up to really fill those slots. And I think they did it very well this season.
Yeah, Cortland, I mean, Cortland has played really well this year as well. I mean, even though they've lost, coming into this tournament, they lost the last 2 games of the regular season. They fell down to the 3 seed. They still were able to host last weekend against Potsdam, got it rolling, won 4-1, and so they're going to try to carry that into this game today against Oswego.
Without a doubt, and those Red Dragons are 5-5 on the road, so at least we'll see how they fare today at the Deb. Oswego stout at home, as Chris mentioned, but for those Lakers, it's not the first time they have reached the point that they are at today. Our ringside reporter, Jason Rude, has more on the history of Oswego's storied history in the SUNYAC postseason. Mr. Rude, take it away.
Thanks, guys. 3 years ago, women's ice hockey joined the SUNYAC for the first time. And in their first postseason, they faced the same opponent that they are facing today in the first round, the Cortland Red Dragons. Since then, they've made 3 consecutive SUNYAC playoff appearances, with last year reaching all the way to the SUNYAC championships against SUNY Plattsburgh. But this isn't the first time that the Lakers have had success in the postseason, as in the previous conference of the New HL, they made 3 championship appearances. But the only other problem is they have never won a championship in program history. That could all change today with a win here, and if they will get to go to a second consecutive finals appearance. The only other question is can they stop the fiery breath of the Red Dragons? That's all for me down here at ringside. Back to you guys up there at the perch.
Thanks, Jason. Great look into the far back history of Oswego in the SUNYAC. Now, guys, let's shift back to the present today as we continue in our pregame show, get an even further look how these two teams matched up earlier in the season. They already faced twice, first in mid-November during Alumni Weekend, also falling on Whiteout Weekend. Chris, walk me through that one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, November 14th, that was obviously Whiteout Weekend for the men's, and the women's had a great game versus Cortland. In the first period early on, they went down 2 goals from Emma McLean, giving Cortland a 2-0 lead. In the second period, it was all Oswego. Leah Coley with a power play goal, Jenna Majeski, and Georgia Cumlive all getting goals throughout that second period. And the third period was just a defensive standpoint, especially for Mia DeVivo, standing tall in net while Cortland tried to claw their way back. To end the night, she had 33 out of 35 saves, with a 9.943 save percentage. Meanwhile, on the other side, Gildez had a 17 saves on 20 shots, .850 save percentage, and it was a very chippy game overall. All penalties were throughout the game were some sort of roughing, cross-checking, interference, slashing. I mean, it was a very physical game altogether.
Yeah, great win by Oswego there back in last year, but this year, Cortland, Paul, they flipped a switch. These two teams met earlier this month, back in February, with a different result. Walk me through that one.
Yeah, that result, it was very different for Cortland that time. They won that game 3-1 at Alumni Arena. I mean, they just looked great offensively. I mean, they were led by Fanny Ambrom, who scored 2 goals in that game, and then same thing on that first line. Katie Mahoney got 2 assists in that game as well. Again, we're going to talk about this a little bit later in the show, but Oswego State has to stay disciplined on the ice. They took 1 penalty, even though Cortland didn't convert on that power play. They still have one of the better power plays in this league, so they got to stay disciplined.
Thanks, Paul. Great insight as always. In Oswego versus Cortland, third matchup of the year. It's not the only SUNYAC postseason game happening today. There's another one down in the North Country. Second of 2 SUNYAC semifinal games. The top-seeded Plattsburgh Cardinals ended the season with a near-flawless in-conference record. They face the 4th-seeded William Smith Herons at 3 p.m. today. It's their first year in the SUNYAC. Chris, walk me through that one.
Absolutely. I mean, this is going to be a great game coming up over in North Country, as you said. William Smith going into Plattsburgh. Plattsburgh this year so far, 3.2 goals per game, a .089 shot percentage, and very good on the power play, conversion rate of .114. And overall, just a great team over for Plattsburgh. And then you look on the other side, William Smith, there still looks to be some things to be desired, only 1.8 goals per game. But they do still have that shot percentage. They're just not getting as many on net. .072 of their shot percentage is going into the net. Roughly about 10% on their power play percentage, and only about 47% on their face-off. So it's overall the stats look lean towards Plattsburgh, and their last matches also say the same thing. Plattsburgh in November, the same day that Oswego faced Cortland, actually. Plattsburgh won against William Smith 4-0 in that matchup, and then back earlier this month in February, specifically the 7th, Plattsburgh won 2-1 against William Smith. So overall, it's going to be a great game. I honestly think there could be room for an upset there. We'll have to see, and we'll keep you updated on that.
Without a doubt, should be a great matchup. Paul, do you have anything before we hit break that we can expect from that matchup today?
I mean, the hope is Oswego wins today on home ice. Plattsburgh gets upset on the road, and we're right back here on the perch next weekend, with Oswego hosting a championship game.
Certainly. Well, don't go anywhere, because after we come back from the break, we'll have more insight for you on the upcoming puck drop.
back to the DK experience. Go back to your job.
Every NFL fan has played for the last 15 games. They beat.
Writing a letter to the NFL fan? Get out of here with that.
Let me finish. No,
Let me finish.
Stop.
Johnny Manziel, that guy, he's a loser.
No, that's.
Oh.
Watch the DK experience.
Is there anything interesting happening in here? Joe, is there anything interesting happening in here?
Yes, there is some interesting stuff tonight. We're doing our weather outside.
Oh, okay.
Our
I don't
quick
care.
weather.
Never mind.
Welcome back to the top of the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena for our pregame show today for the SUNYAC semifinals. If you are just joining us, I am Logan Weingartner alongside Chris DeLuca and Paul Kasparek. Well, like I said before the break, guys, a star-studded contest on our hands today. But it all starts with tone setters on the first lines. Chris, who is head coach Mark Digby rolling out opening lines for the Lakers?
Yeah, for the opening lines tonight, we got number 10, Alex O'Brien, the freshman, 1 goal, 2 assists this season, 4.3 shot percentage so far this season, and 8 blocks. Centering her is number 14, Megan Smith, the sophomore from Calgary. 8 goals and 3 assists so far this season, 13.1 shot percentage. She's very lethal with that shot. 2 power play goals, 3 game winners, and 12 blocks. And finally, on the right wing there, number 16, Elizabeth Cooley. She's got 3 goals and 7 assists this season for 10 points, a 4.7 shot percentage, similar to Alex O'Brien. 1 power play goal so far and 8 blocks this season. So it's going to be a really good first line there for Oswego. And
Paul, for the visiting Red Dragons and head coach Rick Filiguera, who will be on their first line setting the tone?
From left to right, you go the Fanny Anbrom, Katie Mahoney at center, and Katie Deem on the right wing. I mean, the top 3 forwards for the Red Dragons have combined for 26 of the 73 for Cortland this season. Cortland's top line also has combined for 61 points. Their first line is filled with talented scorers and have shown intense chemistry between them all. Lakers defenders have to limit the amount of chances they give to the Red Dragons' first line, or Cortland's top line will destroy Oswego defensively.
Yeah, Cortland can be lethal, but it's up to the goalies to neutralize that attack. Chris, for Oswego, who is holding it down in between the pipes?
Who else than the star goaltender, Mia DeVivo, the sophomore, of 1.68 goals against average, 40 goals against so far in the total on the season, 506 saves, a .927 or 92.7 save percentage, 6 shutouts so far this season, which is unreal, and 9-1 so far this season. 14 wins, 9 losses, and 1 tie. That is. Overall, she's going to be a solid goaltender to stand between those pipes for the Lakers tonight.
Yeah, DeVivo, one of the premier goalies in the SUNYAC, but Cortland is not to be underestimated. Paul, who do they have in between the pipes?
Yeah, they have another star-studded goalie in between their pipes. Aline Skilodes has appeared and started in 26 games this season with a 14-7-4 record and a 1.6 goals against average, which is slightly above DeVivo, and has a .92 save percentage, which is also just below Mia DeVivo. The goalie matchup today, Liam, is going to be incredible. To watch. The goalie who puts their team in position is going to win this game.
Certainly. Well, there are a lot of fans in anticipation of both goalies today, and those very fans will be tested on their puck knowledge with our ringside reporter, Jason Rude.
Okay.
Mr. Rude, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Sigmund. Sigmund, we have some questions here for Oswego women's ice hockey trivia. Are you ready?
I'll try my best.
Okay, first question. What year did Oswego women's hockey join the SUNYAC conference?
2004. I don't know.
Actually, it's quite sooner. It's 2023. They joined after their allegiance in the Northeastern Women's Hockey League. Now, who are 2 of the 4 juniors, I should say, who have made all 3 SUNYAC postseason appearances for the Lakers?
Helen Van Dam and Leah Coley.
That is correct. Also, the other 2 is Pethrick and Parenti. Now, Who is the longest tenured coach in Oswego women's hockey history?
Is it Mark Digby?
Unfortunately, no. It is Diane Dillon, who coached from 2006 to 2020 with a record of 152 wins, 158 losses, and 25 ties. Now, speaking of Coach Digby, last year was an historic season for the women's ice hockey. How many wins did Coach Digby's historic season get last year?
Was it 22?
Yes, it was. It was 22 wins. Second best was back in 2014 with Coach Dillon, who had 19 wins during that season. And finally, what 2018 graduate leads all time in women's ice hockey goals for Oswego?
I really don't know.
So this would be Olivia Ellis with 43 goals. Last year, Mackenzie Hall was only 2 goals short of reaching that record. Sigmund, thank you so much for your time. That's all for me down here. Go Lakers, thank you. That's all for me down here. Back to you guys up at the perch.
Thanks, Jason. Great trivia segment with a fan in the depth today. We'll be looking forward to hearing more from you, but now we'll be looking towards the break. Don't go anywhere here on WTOP 10.
I saw bread, and I want some bread.
I feel like the amount of work that we get here is very different than a community college. So at my last school, we had at least an essay a week that was due for any given class.
Yeah. Also makes you really feel. Did you start in the fall, or it's kind of like one? Still good sport.
If it's hockey,
In front, they score!
it's on Hockey Talk. Join Rob Finger and his panel of guests.
Their behavior against easy teams. How do you lose to the Bruins twice?
As they take you through the hockey world.
We welcome you with open arms.
Tune into Hockey Talk, Mondays at 9:30 after East Coast hockey games. Only on WTOP.
Oh boy!
Good evening and welcome to Jeopardy. I am your host, Joe.
Hello, Simon.
Joe is at this place. I'm very concerned to see what Piper's answer is here. Sorry, it's a 98-page rule book.
You guys are stumped still? Joe, I'm going to sound like a little snob here. It was not founded by Ray Kroc.
It's good to see you again. Thanks for tuning in live to WTOP 10 TV for Hockey Night in Oswego. But before we get further into things, we're going to throw it to the boys in the press box. Braden Peters, Rob Finger, take it away.
Thank you very much, Logan. Welcome up inside the Steve Levy press box. My name is Rob Finger alongside Braden Peters, and we're here at the Deb for the SUNYAC matchup between the Oswego State Lakers and the Cortland Red Dragons, one that will be very hotly contested here, Braden.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is huge. Semifinals. Both these teams have been very hot. Some of the top teams so far in the SUNYAC battling out for maybe a possible championship game with Plattsburgh, depending on how their game goes. That's definitely what we're going to be looking out for. But again, this is going to be a very tight game.
Yeah, they both come in with the same conference record, 8-4-2, but Oswego just getting that second seed at the last possible minute, and that's how they're able to host this one here at the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. Speaking of that game, we'll get into how these first 5 minutes are going to have to go for both of these teams to take control and take the reins of this one. How do you think that these 5 minutes should be spent for Cortland?
They got to start off fast. I mean, you're facing a team that has by far one of the most underrated defenses, and also goalie Mia DeVivo, who has been arguably one of the hottest goaltenders in all the SUNYAC. You got to push out fast. I mean, you have Fanny Anborn, who's been one of the better scorers on this team, Kira Cook. You have all the weapons if you're Cortland. You just got to come out fast, put your foot on the gas and just make sure you keep pressing down on the throats of Oswego. Really make them uncomfortable, overwhelm them early. That's going to help you at least get a chance of getting out to a good lead and maintaining that.
Yeah, and I will say the same for Oswego here. For the first 5 minutes, it's very much you've got your home ice advantage, even though over on the other side of this arena, there are a lot of Cortland Red Dragons fans that are coming in here as the lights come off here at the Deb. But for these first 5 minutes for Oswego, you're really going to need to get into the zone, get pressure, and for one thing here, take the eyes away from that star goaltender from France, Aline Gillaude. Get her eyes off, get a person right in front of the crease. When I used to play hockey, that's exactly what my job was. Stand right in front of the goaltender, try to keep your eyes away, create some chaos, and just try to get something backdoor, try to get a little tip, things like that. Those chaotic goals are very much going to be the key for Oswego today. And speaking of keys, we'll get into their 3 keys for the game. Braden, what are the 3 keys for the Red Dragons?
So start off again, going back to what I said earlier, you got to start fast. You're facing one of the most, at least I would say, underrated defenses and one of the better goaltenders in the SUNYAC. If you're Cortland, you have to come out of the gates fast to start and really put some pressure. Second, quick puck movement on the power play. You're facing the best penalty kill in the SUNYAC, the only one that's above 90% in Oswego. You have all the weapons. Kira Cook leads the entire team and power play goes with 6. Use her to her advantage and keep the puck moving fast. Get the defense out of position. It'll give you some better scoring opportunities. And finally, overwhelm DeVivo. Crash the crease. She can be a goalie that can stay very hot. You need to apply that pressure, get in her and get in the shooting lanes, pretty much block her vision like you were talking about earlier, even for what Oswego have to do. It gives you at least a good chance of getting a couple goals early and helping you at least build that momentum to take that lead going into the final period and maybe even win the game.
Yeah, and Oswego's side here, my key number 1, get on Gillaude. Like you said, you gotta disorient the goalie however you possibly can. You've got a fantastic goalie on the side of the Cortland Red Dragons. Get in front of her, take her eyes away, disorient her in however possibly you can. Key number 2, limit the odd man rushes. One of the things that has been killing the Oswego State Lakers all year is those odd man rushes, your 2-on-1s, your 3-on-2s. Mia DeVivo is a fantastic goaltender, but not all goaltenders can suffer through so many different odd man rushes without giving up a goal or 2. So that's one of the things that Oswego really has to limit, and one of the things that's been killing them this year. Key number 3, beasts to the box. These Red Dragons need to get into the box, especially for the trend that we've seen all year for Oswego State. They have 15 more penalties for their opponents than the Oswego State Lakers do. 76-91 on the season here. A real big difference in those penalty minutes. So if you could force some penalties for Cortland and control some of the emotions out on this ice, that'll be the key for them. But don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll send it back to the perch. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10.
Thanks, Braden. Thanks, Rob. Well, we are inching closer and closer to puck drop here at the perch. Guys, both of these teams are great, and we're on the tail end of our pregame show, so it's time for one of my favorite segments, picks. Chris, I'm going to start with you. Who do you think is securing a spot in the SUNYAC title game after today?
I got to agree with you. It's one of my favorite segments. And I got to say, these teams are practically identical. Star goaltenders, great players, amazing coaches. It's going to be a toss-up today in the Deb. But who has the edge? I believe it's Cortland. They have the edge on scoring and total penalties. And the special teams are going to make the difference tonight. Give me Cortland advancing to the SUNYAC championship over Oswego with a 2-1 win tonight.
Yeah, I'm not going Cortland. I'm going to go 3-2 Oswego. The Lakers have won 3 of the last 5 matchups against Cortland, but also this is home ice, and Oswego dominates on home ice.
Yeah, great picks, guys. But, Chris, I'm going to have to stick with you. I'm going to go 1-0 Cortland. I think it'll be a defensive-oriented game, but they will put one past. Great picks, guys. And we'll have to see how they fare today. Oswego under the leadership of Digby and Cortland under Filiguera. We're almost underway, though. So we're going to send it away now to the press box, but stick around for our intermission ports live on WTOP 10 TV.
From Pittsburgh, New York, the captain of the Lakers. Hall. The officials for today's game: referee Mr. Jim Visconti, referee Ms. Nicole Harris, linesman Mr. Nate Parker, and linesman Mr. Andy Brolzema. Ladies and gentlemen, the student athletes at the State University of New York Athletic Conference ask fans to support the goals of good sportsmanship. Please help them to maintain a positive, competitive atmosphere as they strive to reach their potential as athletes. Courtesy to officials, coaches, and competitors is expected. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, taunting and intimidating actions are expressions of poor sportsmanship and are grounds for removal from this venue. We appreciate and thank you for your support and encouragement. Be loud, be proud, and be positive. And at this time, we ask all who are able to please stand and remove your caps for the national anthems of Canada and the United States.
That another exciting edition of women's hockey will commence here at the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. Welcome back up to the Steve Levy press box. Once again, I am Rob Finger alongside Braden Peters, and we are here to start this first period of action here in this semifinal matchup between the Cortland Red Dragons and, of course, the home Oswego State Lakers. This one, it's going to be very tight all the way down to the wire here, Braden.
I'm expecting it to be a very high-scoring game. Oswego State's going against arguably one of the best scoring offenses in the entire SUNYAC overall. I mean, they're not averaging over 3 goals a game like a Buff State would, but 2.8 goals a game for Cortland. That's third in the SUNYAC. They have a lot of dangerous weapons on this team, and they also have a good defense too, only averaging 1.7 goals allowed a game. Oswego towards the middle of the pack, but they definitely have been gaining a lot of momentum. They've been definitely starting to really kind of climb the back of the net in recent games. I'm expected to be a really back-and-forth matchup for today.
They've split the season series. 1 win for Cortland, 1 win for Oswego. That tie gets broken today in the highest of stakes. The SUNYAC semifinal starts now. Winning that back is Cortland, and taking it quickly is that's number 13, Katie Mahoney, right into the Lakers' end here over to the near boards. But grabbing that is Natalie Lawns off the near boards. It'll go. Ainsley Delacourt. Long over for Colin Bertrand. Long through the middle. A little tip there, denies an icing. And Helen Van Dam will look to grab it below the goal line. Over near to the near corner here. Up the boards, kept in by the 9 of Ainsley Delacourt over to the far side. No shot will come after a little bit of a babbled pass there behind the net of DeVivo there. And picking that one up is Helen Van Dam. Circling back under pressure from Grace Karakis. Over to the near side for Lawns. Lawns, quick pass, bouncing over the stick of Cunliffe. And it'll go into the hands of Kayla Persinger. Up the near boards. O'Brien trying to recover it for the Lakers, but instead it's Cortland who sends it right back into their own end here, looking for a little bit more room. Ooh, and blowing a tire into the boards is Kayla Persinger. Around to the near side, Megan Smith up to Pinty in the near point. Pinty sending it back down below the goal line. Megan Smith gets it stolen away, and Kira Cook will come up with it for Cortland. Dragging to the neutral zone. Ooh, stolen away by the 7 of Leah Coley. She'll send it back below the goal line.
There was a chance earlier that was really dangerous for Cortland. Kira Cook wide open near the right wing. Nobody on her. The defense got sucked in towards the left wing. She just couldn't hang on to the puck. It would have been a great scoring chance for her to be able to at least get Cortland up early.
Leah Coley down to Alex O'Brien. Goes through her stick. It'll go back below the goal line. Around up the far boards it'll go. Sydney Pinty coming around. Over to the far side. It'll go for Drew Kopech this time. Squirting out towards the middle there. Lewinsky off the far boards. Kayla Dory picks it up for the Lakers. She'll take it back into their own end for a little bit more room and to regroup. Lily Ficaro this time, dumping it into the Cortland end. Going to chase after that is Erica Parenti. Far corner. Sends it around over to the near boards here. Genevieve Straka picking that one up for the Dragons. Through the neutral zone, off the stick of Tilly Pethrick. It'll go all the way into the Cortland end. Pethrick will pick it up though. Hot on her heels, though, is Emma McLean. Julia Power now. Power, backhander off the near boards. Tries to get to Abby Dix. Through for Parenti and Dory, but it'll go into the hands of Sophie Hart. Long up the far boards, all the way down the river. And that one will be an icing made sure of by Tilly Pethrick. 17:23 left to go in period number 1. We'll go all the way down into the Cortland end.
Both sides have done a good job being able to push the puck through the neutral zone. The breakouts have been solid. But the defense has done a good job in their own D zones, creating those turnovers, not allowing any shots on goal off so far. But I'm feeling soon that one of these teams is going to start really getting those scoring chances off.
Cortland below the goal line. Lakers looking to steal it. Abby Dix on the near corner does. And now it's Brittany Iverson coming around. Iverson a shot, kicked away by Gilode. Kept in by Helen Van Dam. She sends it back below the goal line. Grabbing that is Sophie Hart. Hart, ooh, intercepted by Abby Dix. She'll take it into the far corner. Under pressure, though, from Jillian Dinsmore. Dinsmore, board battle in the far corner. 2 Lakers, 2 Dragons. Getting that one out is Brittany Iverson. Iverson protecting it, backhander right towards the net of Gilode. It'll go back up for Van Dam. Quick shot, blocked away by the 28 of Emma McLean. Here she comes the other way. Cortland is trying to get any sort of offense they can on the Lakers here, but backhanding that in the far corner was McLean. Around it'll come for the Dragons. Katie Mahoney trying to put on some pressure. Off the glass it'll go, and out of the zone, having to regroup with the Dragons. Delacourt over to Bertrand, she'll dump it in. Cortland just trying to get whatever offense they can. A little bit slow of a start from them. Sierens looks to get it out. Kept in though by Bertrand. Quick shot on DeVivo. She turns it away with ease. Helen Van Dam up now for Dix. Now for Cunliffe. Georgia Cunliffe. Center ice. She'll dump it in. Around for Grace Karakis. Towards the far side. Going for that. Keeping it in is Natalie Lawns. Up for Rika Belli. Backhander. Kept out by Gilode. Long to the far side. Kept in by Van Dam once more. Just send it up instead. Oh, it goes through the stick of Georgia Cunliffe, and she's having to skate for that one. Almost skating her down, though, is Katie Diem. Sticked away by Carlin Bertrand near side. Pinty will pick it up for the Lakers. Pinty. Georgia Cunliffe off her stick, and it'll go into the Cortland end. But picking that one up again is Bertrand. Board battle near side. Cortland comes out with it, and they will break it out. Drew Kopech through the neutral zone. Over the red line, she'll dump it in. Chasing after that, Julia Power. Coming around towards the far side. Instead, getting it just out of the zone, but sending it back in is Ella Iwinski. Round to the near side, Tilly Pethrick trying to put on some physicality on the 11, Akira Cook. She hits the ice, and the Lakers will come out of the zone. Ricabelli, far side, having to circle back, though. Ricabelli, ooh, intercepted. Here's a chance, a shot just off the glove of Mia DeVivo. A dangerous intercept for Grace Caracas, and DeVivo comes up with it.
Just a little lackadaisical on that feed. And I've seen this a little bit too from Cortland. They've done a good job really pressuring, especially once they turn the puck over and they're trying to at least prevent the breakouts. They've done a good job really just kind of pressuring. And that's what led to that turnover. Grace Caracas just stayed on her man. An excellent job, but a crucial save from DeVivo, especially almost on a breakaway opportunity.
Jillian Dinsmore off the near boards, off the stick instead of Genevieve Spraka. She's skating for it. She's got jets. A little shot there went off of the stick of Julia Power behind the net of DeVivo. And here come the Lakers the other way. Off the near boards, Jillian Dinsmore grabbing that, sending it up those boards. Power trying to stop it, but here comes the 25 of Kylie Nolan. Nolan a shot, blocked away by a defender. Another shot redirected over the net of DeVivo over to the near side. Jillian Dinsmore again. Parenti trying to get her stick on it. Kicks it up to her stick, and she'll take it herself. Parenti up now for Alexander O'Brien, but sent right back. Ooh, in O'Brien. Around that blue line, just have to be careful, especially for offsides. Vaccaro tries to kick it in, and she does. But Cortland will control. Sophie Hart, around behind the net of Gilloud. And back into her hands. Hart, long, ooh, off this glove there of Dory. Sydney Pinty will take it up and grab it to Erica Parenti. 2-on-2 into the Cortland end, now 3-on-2. Across, backhander, gloved up by the goalie from the French Alps.
Yeah, way to flash the leather from Gilloud. Honestly, I thought Dory should probably, instead of try and go over the backhand, maybe try and pull it back. Maybe see if she could try and hit something block or side and maybe at least go for a little bit of a wrist shot there. But still, that was, I mean, speed wasn't much on the puck. Not an easy save for Gilloud, especially to reach out. Puck wasn't really on net, but still, regardless, really good save from Gilloud.
Through the neutral zone come the Dragons. Sydney Pinty having to chase that puck down into the near corner for the Lakers. Leah Coley squirting it out right in front of DeVivo. But number 15, Katie Diems, not able to get her stick on it in any effective way.
She's going to be dangerous for Cortland. She's got that 6 foot frame where she can power her way to the net. She's an effective power forward that Oswego has to be careful
Cortland
of.
Setting it up, right low slot, quick shot, redirected up into the protective netting by the well-placed stick of Lily Vaccaro.
Like I said with Diem, I mean, like right off the bat, cutting towards the cage. She has the frame, and she's also taller than DeVivo. DeVivo only sits pretty much at 5'3". She pretty much has a 7-inch advantage over her, so if she can get to the cage, really get in front of her vision, it's going to make things really difficult for Oswego to at least keep pucks out of the net.
One back by the Dragons, big shot, blocked away by the 13 of Lauren Ricabelli. Natalie Lawns looking to get it out of the zone, and they do, but only just. Cortland trying to send it back in, courtesy of Grace Caracas. Still a board battle right in front of the penalty boxes here. Georgia Cunliffe comes out with it. Lakers look to regroup. Van Dam off the far boards. Ricabelli trying to do something with it on the far side. They're able to get it out of that board battle. Near side now they try. Long up, all the way down. That one will be named. And icing with 12:05 still left to go in period number 1.
Like we said, I mean, at some point we were going to see these teams starting to generate higher danger scoring opportunities. We're starting to see that. I would say a little bit more from Cortland, though. They've had a lot more chances, especially towards the slot. Better shot placements on net so far. They have been really effective on offense so far compared to Oswego.
Van Dam off the backboards. Now up the Lakers trying to get it out of their zone. Near boards, about the hash marks. Now D for Cortland. Far side for Ella Iwinski. She has to send it, try to get it back below the goal line. Helen Van Dam gets muscled down though. Shay Seal coming up the boards, but just stopped by the huge frames of the Dragons here. Up to the top, quick shot, gloved up by DeVivo once more.
So far in this back stretch, Oswego's been struggling to really just get the puck out of their own zone. The forecheck from Cortland has been good. They've been constantly putting pressure on the puck, really making sure they keep it in. If they try clearing it out, they're at least knocking the puck down, keeping it from going past the blue line. I'll admit, so far this forecheck has been great, but as we go, they need to move quicker on the breakout and to be able to just clear it out effectively.
Cortland sending it right through the slot there. Fiona Sierens going to the far side for it. Sierens lugging it off the boards. Now for Iverson into the zone, sent across, but no Lakers are there. Abby Dix coming around the net of Gilloud. Around. Iverson trying to stop it, but it goes back into the hands of Ella Iwinski. Iwinski long up and out of the zone. Petherick gets it stolen by Emma McLean coming into the Lakers' end here. McLean controls it around. Quick shot. Save made by Mia DeVivo.
Yeah, I can tell McLean's just shaking her head. She knows she wants that back. Almost a breakaway opportunity for her. And she was trying to at least kind of get her stick in there to break up the pass, but just a little too far out of her reach. And good work from Julia Power. She's probably one of the most fundamentally sound defensemen I have seen on this Oswego team, especially for her first year. She doesn't really get a lot of stick infractions. She stays on the hips. She's got high potential as a defenseman for this Oswego team.
Elizabeth Cooley lugging it the length of the ice. O'Brien now stealing it. Long up. Shot! Save made by the shoulder. Here's another shot. Save made. It is covered by Gilloud. But it's in the back of the net. Will they call it? No goal is the call.
I think the shot also caught her mask a little bit. I did hear the plastic kind of rain right off of that shot. I think it just might have went right off the guard a little. Yes, it did. Good, but just great work from Gilloud. I mean, you have a lot of pressure as a goalie. What you got to do, just drop it in the butterfly if you're not feeling sure. And what a good save on the next shot, down low and able to cover it up. I was a little interested to see if they were going to call that a goal because she pretty much had the shot gloved up and had it like right behind the goal line. So I was wondering to see what the referee would say on that one, but no goal.
Face off, one back by the Dragons as they try to come up the boards. Breaking it out. Long up now for Diem again. Katie Diem sent across, but taking care of that is Elizabeth Cooley sending it to the boards. Cooley trying to get it out now, but the Dragons keep it in. Penty to the near corner. Penty up for Elizabeth Cooley, kept in by the 9 of Ainsley Delacourt. Through the middle, Megan Smith off the boards, back into the hands of Delacourt. Around Van Dam, off the stick of Dory. Just trying to get it into the zone however they can. Lakers regroup once more. Van Dam off the boards for Jay Seal. Long into the Cortland end, but Jay Seal hadn't gained that red line. That'll be an icing. We'll send it all the way back into the Lakers end.
Gotta go back to that almost possible odd man rush that Cortland had. And it was and the only reason why that never happened, because I know you said that was a big issue for Oswego going into this game, and I've seen it a little bit. Elizabeth Cooley did a good job just hustling her way back on the defense and pretty much getting in the way of the pass. She didn't like disrupt the pass completely, but just good work on her part to avoid the odd man opportunity.
Cortland working it around the boards here. Van Dam looking to steal it. So does Megan Smith off the glass. It'll go. Kept in though with a hand by Kayla Persinger. Sending it back into the corner. Now up towards Kira Cook just behind her though. Quick shot from the D-man. Through the middle, another shot, blocked away, I believe, by a Dragon into the corner. Van Dam off the boards. Van Dam gets it back after redirect. Van Dam trying to come through, but it's too much pressure for her. Grace Caracas steals it, sending it back into the Lakers' end. J. Seal up the boards, sent back down for Van Dam. Cross now, Dory. Stolen away by Cortland. Quick shot, they score! Genevieve Spracca breaks the silence, and the first goal goes to the Dragons.
Again, we've seen it before, those crucial turnovers that Oswego has in their all end. Cortland does a good job, as you see here, creating the turnovers within the O-zone to set up that goal for Spracca. She just gets the loose puck, and the patience from her just to kind of almost wait till she gets up to the high slot and lets the wrist shot go. Just good hustle and work on Cortland to not give up when they lose the puck in the O-zone.
Redirected up into the bench of the Lakers here, where They are going to be having to do some thinking on that bench, especially after a very, very dangerous, which turned into deadly, turnover in their own end here. Face off right in the neutral zone. Cortland will win it back and look to get it back up to Katie Diem, who's been all over that offensive end.
Again, it helps that she has that 6-foot frame. She is basically, well, I like to say almost like the kind of like has a physical model of like Tage Thompson. Will drive towards the cage. Will use her body as an advantage, even if it's not to try and bury a shot when she has the puck. Just create chaos in front of the cage. And I mean, it's helped so far in some of the scoring opportunities that Cortland's had, even though they haven't been able to kind of basically put them away.
Long up, Natalie Lawns trying to come through, but instead it's stolen by Jillian Dinsmore once more. Around to the near side. Dinsmore over the blue line, over the red line, over the blue line, lugging the mail, now shoots it. It's off the leg of Pethrick into the far corner. Erica Parenti around the net of DeVivo. Parenti coming through, stolen away though. A little bit of clutch and grab here as gets sent back off the back end by Kylie Nolan into the zone. Pethrick around into the hands of Sophie Hart though, she sends it back. Board battle below the goal line. Parenti comes out with it. Long up, out of the zone though. Oh, and making a good move with it was Victoria Griffin. As below the goal line, it'll go for Pethrick. Now for Iverson, far side. Parenti off the boards now for Sierens. Fiona Sierens coming through into the zone, trying to take it herself into the slot, right on Gilode. And covering it up is Eileen Gilode.
It's been a while since we last seen a shot on net from Oswego. They've been a little inconsistent just trying to push the puck through neutral zone, and you see J. Steele does a good job, well, actually Sierens, good job just pushing her way through. A little risky to try and take it all the way herself, going past two D-men and try and go for a backhand, but still, that was a little bit of a dangerous chance. Good work from Gilu, dropping into the butterfly, and basically just hauling that shot in.
Board battle on the near side here. 3 of each team. 2 on the boards, 2 on the outside. And now joined by a 4th Dragon here is just trying to scoop at it of the Lakers. They're able to get it below the goal line, but into the hands of Kayla Persinger. Persinger up now for Kira Cook through the neutral zone. Goes over to the near side. Ooh, and she's thankful that the 22 of Drew Kopeck on the far side had her wits about her. Round into the far corner. Below the goal line, going for that Drew Kopeck again. Oh, set towards the center. No shot will come. As whiffing on that was Kira Cook.
That was a little dangerous for the low slot for Kira Cook. Again, she's one of the girls on this team that you have to watch out for if you're Oswego. Leads the team with 13 goals. She's one of the better goal scorers in the SUNYAC. Oswego's very lucky that she did not get a good pass on that to be able to get a shot off.
Stolen away by O'Brien in the Cortland end, just looking to generate some offense as they send it around to Elizabeth Cooley. Up for J. Seal at the blue line. J. Seal, cross Van Dam. Van Dam sending it back down for O'Brien. O'Brien circles back. Up the board, she's forced. Now tried to get it to Megan Smith. Cooley having to go back down for it. Cooley picks it up. Up the board she'll come. Sending it to J. Seal on the near side. J. Seal shot, save made and covered by Eileen Giode.
Starting to see some traffic now in front of the cage. Good work from O'Brien to really trying to disrupt the vision of Cortland's goalie and Gisoud. And that wrist shot, I mean, again, there was some traffic in front, but again, smart choice to drop it in the butterfly. If you're not sure where the puck is, it's the safe choice to go for. And again, another good save by her.
Gisela shot, redirected. Ooh, it almost got into the glove of Giloud, but kept in play by the Lakers. Dory, now Van Dam. Van Dam shot, save made, rebound is there though. Not able to pot it. Pinty up the boards. Power having to pinch in. Power. Ooh, miscommunication between her and Parenti, just trying to protect that puck. Now a board battle near corner. Parenti trying to dig at it while Power's pinned on the boards. Parenti comes out with it. Power trying to recover it. We've got a stick stuck in the boards there. And that is the stick of number 13, Katie Mahoney. Jillian Dinsmore taking it some more open ice, which off the leg of the referee there. Lakers looking to take advantage of that. Dinsmore recovers though. Dinsmore using the near side now. Off the boards, all the way up for Fanny Annaborn. Annaborn sent it across. Oh, but the 15 of Katie Diem was just getting a little bit tied up with Tilly Patrick as here she comes now. Patrick, shot, save made by the pads of Gilloud. Coming through are the Dragons. Bertrand into the zone, able to get around Coley, but she's forced below the goal line. Bertrand. Natalie Lons trying to help out her teammate Coley as he squirts out now for Tilly Patrick on the near side. Patrick long up off the stick of Parenti. Cortland will grab that and send it back in. Leah Coley back for Patrick. Around, up for Natalie Lons. Lons long up into the stick of Ella Iwinski for Cortland. There's now Cortland sending it back into the Lakers' end. Drifting towards the net of Mia DeVivo. Lakers will break it out. Here comes Georgia Cunliffe over the blue line. Got Rika Belli on her left. Tried to send it all the way over there. A little bit too much sauce on it though. Around for Lons. Lons up to the top. Sent across for Van Dam. Van Dam shot. Ooh, a bouncer all the way below the goal line. Lons and Cunliffe. Cunliffe picks it up. Off, poked away. Pinty just trying to keep it in, not able to due to the pressure of Kira Cook. Backhanding it back into the zone here are the Lakers. Cortland though, good breakout the other way. Kopak, ooh, and a little bit of a bump there from Pinty, knocks her off the puck. The Lakers will take it. Elizabeth Cooley over the blue line, over the red line into the Cortland end. Cooley tried to send it across for Megan Smith, just put it in the skates of Jillian Dinsmore. Here come the Dragons. Sophie Hart sends it right in on Mia DeVivo. She will choose to cover as the Dragons came in quick to force it.
This goaltender battle is something that obviously was another thing that we had to look out for going into this game. Two of the best goalies in the conference battling out. I mean, DeVivo was goalie of the week back on February 16th. But looking at the awards Gilloud has won is insane. She was Rookie of the Week and Goal of the Week for the same days for December 1st, January 5th, and won Rookie of the Week both on February 9th and the 16th. She might not lead any of the SUNYAC in any of the big categories like goals allowed, average, saves, or save percentage. She's top 5 in all those categories. But my God, the fact that she's able to get those awards and also 2 on the same day, it just goes to show how good of a goalie she has been this whole season.
She might not lead in every statistic, but the goalie that has also statistics put together is one that should be feared, and the Lakers have not solved her as of yet. D to D, now a redirect into the zone, taking it into the Cortland, West Cortland on Mia DeVivo, and DeVivo is able to grab it and cover it up now with 2:25 left to go in period number 1.
And DeVivo, I mean, she's the other goalie that needs to be feared as well. Another good save, just waited just to take the risk and just dive out. The shot kind of looked like it was fanned a little bit, but good way to haul it in. But she's third in goals allowed average with 1.68 in the SUNYAC, 4th in saves with 5.06, 9.27 save percentage. She has been one of the more consistent goaltenders in the SUNYAC this season.
Cortland steals it, sent towards the slot, but it's redirected off of escape. Lakers will pick it up. Here comes, that is, I believe, the aid of Erica Parenti. Parenti around for Pinty on the near side. Stealing that of the Dragons around to the far side for Katie Diem. Leah Coley able to steal it though. Sends it for Parenti below the goal line. Stolen by Carlin Bertrand. Bertrand, ooh, Pinty intercepts it, keeps it in for the Lakers. Tried to send it towards the slot there. It's intercepted by Katie Mahoney. Here she comes, tries to go through the middle. Ooh, a pass intercepted by Coley. Leah Coley tried to get it over for Cunliffe, but it redirected off of the 7 of Fanny Annaborn. And the Cortland Red Dragons coming through here. Drew Kopak into the Lakers' end. Kopak, backhander. It'll go behind the net. Jay Seal coming around for it. Trying to put on some jets now are the Lakers to rush it up. Coming through, Helen Van Dam now for Cunliffe on the near side. Cunliffe, oh, just entered the zone before the puck there, so delayed offsides that they had to deal with. And as a result, Cortland sends it all the way back into the Lakers' end. Oh, Jay Seal and Kira Cook just colliding below the goal line, kept in though by the Dragons. All the way off the back boards there, and DeVivo will not want to take any chances with that one, so she'll cover it up with just under a minute left to go in period number 1.
Just want to bring up a quick update looking around the SUNYAC right now. Plattsburgh right now with about 16:54 left to go in the first period of action. Up 2, actually 16:54 go into the first period. Up 2-0 over William Smith right now. And if Plattsburgh does get the win, they'll be hosting the SUNYAC championship.
A very important thing that we do have to keep in mind, especially because the winner of this game will play, obviously, the winner of that game. It goes all the way down, and Cortland will get an icing and get a face-off all the way into the Lakers' end. But like you were saying, yeah, on the other side, Plattsburgh is so far with the lead, 2-0. And if Plattsburgh wins that game, no matter who wins this one, the SUNYAC championship will be played in the North Country.
It's a lead I think William Smith could come back from. 2-goal leads are the most common leads given up in all of hockey. But again, coming out 2-0 to start our first period, that's really huge momentum for Plattsburgh State.
Around the Lakers here at the Deb. As Cortland stopping them momentarily up into the zone, but they will call a delayed offsides. The Laker forwards will come to get a change. Here come the Dragons. Ainsley Delacourt coming through the neutral zone, gains the red line, dumps it in. Around for Tilly Pefrick near corner. Up the boards, Diem just poking it out. Cooley almost lost that there as it goes back to DeVivo. She will cover it up with only 4.6 seconds to go in period number 1.
Just want to take a look at this, some of the stats right now. Even though Cortland has the lead, Oswego State doubles them in shots on goal, 10-5 right now. I will say this though, again, the higher danger scoring chances we've seen consistently a little bit more from Cortland. There's some errant shots we've seen from Oswego. They gotta be able to really kind of slow things down and really pace themselves to get better chances.
And that will do it off the face-off for this first period of play. The score after 1 period, 20 minutes, 1 for Cortland, none for the Lakers so far in this contest here, but it has been a very back and forth and very closely played contest.
Absolutely. I mean, again, like you said, we were expecting a lot of good scoring chances from both sides. We've seen it. Cortland has been able to capitalize on them. Obviously, they've been doing a better job getting higher danger chances, but still, Oswego, they're starting to chip away. They just got to like not play hero pretty much. Some of these players are trying to take themselves all the way to cage and maybe try to do things a little like try to do a little too much. Just really kind of pace yourself, really move the puck around, find an opening, take advantage of it. That's what they have to do. They just kind of need to take a deep breath. You still got 2 more periods left. You're starting to pepper G-Lude. You just gotta just be patient and wait for the right opportunities to come up.
It as close a game as it can be without being tied. 1-0 is our score at the end of 1. Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll send it back to the perch for our intermission report. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10.
I'm scared of Joe with a bat. Okay?
Okay.
Let me show you because your team is a Philly. You don't know how to score, right?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Just like that.
That's actually. Let me show you the Bronx Bomber way of doing it. Ready? Ready? I swear to God. Oh my Everyone. All right, put the bat down. All right, the numbers like. You're right. Sorry.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No. Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to... If only we had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch. Well, do we have a show for you? Who are you?
What are you doing in my On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises and tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP 10.
Well, the Red Dragon layer is lit up after the first 20 minutes of play. Cortland up 1-0 over Oswego. Thanks for joining our first intermission report. I'm Logan Weingartner, your host for this afternoon, joined by my two great analysts, Chris DeLuca and Paul Kasperdak. Guys, Cortland, as I just said, up 1-0. What a first period that was for the Red Dragons.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just been a great period so far. A lot of back and forth. From what I've seen so far, but overall just a great game so far between the Lakers and the Red Dragons.
Yeah, very, very evenly contested first period. Even though Oswego is down 1-0, they got a few things to clean up in the final 40. But has really been the first period so far.
Yeah, and Cortland struck first. Goal number 3 for Genevieve Sabraka, found herself in open space. Paul, break that one down for me.
Yeah, this one was just simply a bad defensive breakdown for Oswego. I mean, the puck was dumped low. The puck was dumped low into the side of DeVivo. Puck around. They lost the puck battle there, and it finds an open space for the Cortland player, and then it would just snipe right over the shoulder of DeVivo. I mean, it's simply, you just have to have better puck management over the next 40 minutes for Oswego.
Yeah, one thing I want to add on to that, obviously the Oswego defense wasn't necessarily on their A game on that play, but great credit to Cortland, the goal scorer just sniping that top cheddar shelf. It was just a beautiful shot there.
Yeah, it really was. Again, a defensive collapse rather for Oswego, just past the shoulder of goalie Mia DeVivo. And it's not just the Cortland offense that is hitting on all cylinders right now. It's the defense. They're getting a lot of the players back, blocking out Oswego shots, interrupting passes.
Yep.
So, Paul, what do the Red Dragons have to do to keep this momentum going into the next 20 minutes?
They have to keep the pressure on Oswego's defense. I mean, this is a young Oswego team, and they have to take advantage of that. And they just keep pushing, keep pressuring, and then also they have to take advantage of Oswego's sloppy offensive plays. As you see here, shots are 11-10. It's a very evenly contested game. Cortland's been winning most of the faceoffs here, 8-5. But again, we got to take advantage of sloppy Oswego offensive play, because that's how the first goal was created, and that's how they're going to get some of their other goals, especially when you think about playoff hockey. What it comes down to is you got to stay disciplined on the puck, and you got to stay disciplined on the puck, because then it's just going to lead to opportunities for other players.
Certainly, I couldn't have said it better myself. And Chris, as for you, we saw Oswego out of those 10 shots, multiple of them had little juice on them. They were textbook saves for Gelotes, who let no goals in within that first period, standing on her head. And in front of her, the Cortland defense is playing very strong. So, Chris, back to the Lakers. What do they have to do if they want to crawl back from this 1-goal deficit under the leadership of Coach Mark Digby?
I mean, it's, as you said, a lot of the shots that they're putting on, it's just textbook saves by the Cortland goaltender. So one of the things that they need to do specifically is challenge the goaltender more. Gio's not going to be able to, if she can see those shots, she's going to save them. You got to get screens going. You got to make sure that she cannot see the puck and just keep challenging her. I mean, obviously in these replays right here, you're getting a lot of pressure on there, but it's just not enough. You got to keep putting the pressure on, One thing that the full screen from before said, or didn't mention, yes, the shots are pretty even, but on goal, the Lakers have 10 shots on goal at the moment, with the Cortland having 5. So obviously, keeping those shots on net is important, but you got to find those quality shots. You got to find the balance between quality and quantity.
Yeah, they really do. And guys, Cortland, Oswego again, Cortland up 1-0. Paul, what do you hope to see from Mia DeVivo in that first period? Again, she let 1 goal in, but in those latter stages, she was playing really well. Hopes to keep that momentum, just a sophomore. Hopes to keep that momentum going into the second period. So what do you want to see from her and the rest of the defense if they want to improve that play?
Honestly, Mia DeVivo has been simply just lights out the entire first period. Sometimes it's not the goalie who lets the goals in, it's the people that are in front of them that also allow those goals. You have to play solid defensively. You got to win puck battles on the boards, and you got to clear the puck efficiently. There's been times in that first period where Oswego just didn't clear, and they didn't clear efficiently. That just allows Cortland just to keep pushing the pressure on this Oswego defense. That means you're missing line changes, and you're just staying on the ice longer and longer. Tired legs equals fatigue, and then fatigue will honestly just let in goals with Mia DeVivo.
Yeah, and it hasn't been too physical of a game yet. On that note, Chris, the power play units for both teams, along with the penalty kill units, what do the special teams look like for Oswego and Cortland heading into the second period?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they haven't been challenged yet, but so far this season, Cortland on their penalty kill having around 80% of the killing them off, Oswego 90%, and both sides have roughly around 10 to 15% on the power play conversion. Just overall, like, obviously the power play is going to be essential in this game, but it becomes a matter of who's going to trip up first, who's going to make the first slash, who's going to accidentally extend their stick too long and trip one of the players. At the end of the day, it's those little things that matter. At the moment, it's been in the favor of Cortland, but we'll have to keep seeing how it goes from here.
Yeah, Oswego 10 shots on goal as opposed to Cortland, who has 5. But again, a lot of those Oswego shots have been miscalculated. And Paul, I know we've hit on this a lot. Coach Mark Digby, very experienced. So in the locker room right now, before we head over to the other SUNYAC matchup, I want to ask you this. What do you think he's saying to his players, head coach Mark Digby, right now?
As an experienced head coach sitting in that locker room, Mark Digby is just going to have to calm the nerves of his freshmen. You know, there's a ton of freshmen in the Oswego offense, and also on that defense. You just got to calm the nerves. You got 40 more minutes to play. You're only down 1. Find that one space, one opportunity to snipe it home, tie the game, and then it's a brand new game from there.
Yeah, one opportunity can really change it all. We do know that Oswego is more of a late-stage team than an early stage. That's happened in a lot of games on their 3-game win streak that they're currently on. They hope to regain that momentum heading into the second period. But another team that's going to look to regain that momentum after the first will be the William Smith Herons, who are facing off against the Plattsburgh Cardinals right now. Chris, what is happening in that second of 2 SUNYAC semifinal matchup right now?
Yeah, it is an absolute battlefield over there. Right now, Plattsburgh's up 2-0 against William Smith. Shots on goal 10 for the Plattsburgh State Cardinals, 3 for William Smith. So obviously they need William Smith. You got to be able to get more shots on the net. You got to keep putting the pressure on. Shot attempts right now, 22 for the Plattsburgh State Cardinals and only 8 for William Smith. If you're the head coach of the William Smith Herons, you are not happy about that. Power plays right now, 1 for 2 for Plattsburgh. They're at a 50% conversion rate. Meanwhile, William Smith has 0 for 2 right now. They have not converted yet. And overall, especially the face-off battle right now is very even. Blocks are even, penalties are even. So right now, William Smith just got to find a way to keep digging in and just keep getting the pressure on, because at the moment, they're lacking right now.
Yeah, William Smith, in their first year in the SUNYAC, put up a record of 12 wins and 14 losses, just snuck their way into the SUNYAC tournament. However, on the flip side, if Plattsburgh does end up beating William Smith today, and Oswego finds a way in the second and third periods to turn it around, take the lead back, it will be a rematch of last year's SUNYAC championship, in which Plattsburgh did win. And after that, Oswego graduated a lot of players, rendering this team under Mark Digby that we see right now very young. So those younger pieces will hope to learn from the one senior, Brittany Iverson, heading into this second period of action. And guys, in the second period of action, I want to say my score prediction currently is correct. I said 1-0 Cortland. Now
it's not going to stay that way, dude.
I was going to say, I don't know.
It's not staying that way.
Yeah. 40 minutes left of hockey action in the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena. I do not know if that will stick, because Cortland, they struck early. They are putting calculated shots on net. Every facet of their game, they're playing very well, executing on defense and offense, interrupting passes. Gelote's playing out of her mind right now, and the offensive pieces are flowing. But as for you, Chris, you also had Cortland. What can you say to your score prediction right now if you want to keep it alive?
I mean, listen, if I want to keep it alive, both teams need to score once and then nothing more. And you know what? I'd be pretty happy. That'd be my first score prediction. Actually, maybe the second. I think I've gotten one right in the past. But I don't know. I feel like Cortland is going to be able to get another one here. I mean, obviously the pressure that's been going on so far in this game has been unreal. it's definitely going to be really interesting to see, and I'm excited to keep watching.
Yeah, and again, you mentioned the pressure. Not if you're physical first period. Maybe that will change in the second period. But, Paul, give me an update on your score prediction and what you can expect from this second period before we toss to the boys in the press box.
Yeah, I had Oswego 3-1. It doesn't look great for right now. They're down 1. They're down 1 right here. You just got to find that one opportunity just to flip the script, tie the game, and then play a brand new game from there. And then, just from there, you just got to tie the game, play a brand new game.
Yeah, Oswego State winning faceoffs 10-8. We'll see if they can turn those possessions into fruitful chances. But that'll be all for us now. We'll send it back to the ice where you'll hear from my boys in the box, BP, Braden Peters, and Robert Finger. Thank you for tuning in. Stick around.
If you like action, romance,
if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this?
4. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
So you're probably...
Welcome back into the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. My name is Rob Finger alongside Braden Peters, and we're back for the second period of action between the Oswego State Lakers and the Cortland Red Dragons. The score after the first 20 remains at 1-0 in a game that very much the Oswego State Lakers are playing a little bit of catch-up in.
Yeah, they've done a good job getting at least scoring opportunities, but they haven't been consistently high to your chances that Cortland's been able to generate. The other big reason why the Cortland's in the lead is they're doing a good job in the O-zone, just creating turnovers as Oswego's trying to clear the puck out. They've had some lackadaisical turnovers that really cost them, which helped Cortland get that lead. So if you're Oswego, you just got to be really careful with puck protection and just be patient. Like I said, move the puck around. Don't try and play superhero and try to take the puck all the way to the cage by yourself. Rely on your teammates and wait for those opportunities to open up.
Face off in the center for period number 2. It's one forward by the Lakers, but Cortland will control off the face off. Into the hands of Van Dam now. Now Jay Seal off the far boards. Just went past Georgia Cunliffe. It'll get sent all the way back down the length by the Cortland Red Dragons. Helen Van Dam sending into the far corner now for Shea J. Seal. Through the middle, here comes Lauren Ricabelli. She's got to put some jets on. She'll wait for a couple of her fellow players though. Oh, and blows a tire. She tries to stop. And here comes Cortland trying to come the other way. Katie Mahoney over the Laker blue line. Shoots it. Gloved up though by Mia DeVivo. She'll reach up and grab it as to not risk anything chaotic.
There's a good chance already right out of the gate for Oswego to try and at least kind of step on the gas, really kind of play fast. It was kind of one of the keys to the game. I know you mentioned, especially going in the first period, but they got to be able to really just find a way to set things up offensively. They haven't been able to consistently do that.
Lakers just trying to break it out, but it's Cortland who keeps it in momentarily anyway. Sydney Pinty sending it off the near boards, and through the neutral zone it'll go. Isla Iwinski under pressure from Alex O'Brien. Long up the boards for Drew Kopech. They'll dump it into the Lakers' end. Round to the far side, Elizabeth Cooley. Long pass for Alex O'Brien, has to turn around for it. O'Brien will dump it in. Lakers not putting on too much pressure there, staying above that goal line. Over to the far side it'll go, and Alex O'Brien redirects it now into the hands of Sydney Pinty. Lakers enter the zone, 3-on-2 here. Quick shot over the net. Over to the near side here. Into the hands now of Kayla Persinger behind the net of Gilode. Off the glass, through the neutral zone. Erica Parenti able to stop that one up, take it back the other way, and the Dragons will have to regroup. going into the corner. 2 Lakers are on it. Kayla Dory, Lily Ficaro now sending it through the neutrals, through the slot, I should say, as no Lakers are able to get it. Sent all the way around into the Lakers' end here. Tilly Pethrick going to the far side, fighting for it on the far boards. Lily Ficaro trying to keep it up, but it's Tilly Pethrick having to retrieve it from below the goal line. Pethrick up past Kayla Dory through the middle here. Sends it to Parenti on the near side. Parenti tried to get it back to Pethrick coming through. Oh, it's off the stick of Gilode. Right in her crease. With the Cortland Red Dragons able to get it out. Backhander off the glass into the Lakers' end. Julia Power. Sending that back for Shay J. Seal. Ooh, stolen away by Kylie Nolan. Sends it right in front of DeVivo. And that redirection could have been bad right in front of her. But it goes wide, and the Lakers get it out. Over to the far side for Jillian Dinsmore. Dinsmore getting it up instead for Victoria Griffin. Griffin coming into the Lakers' end here. Under pressure, though, from 4 of the 5. As it gets sent back up those near boards. Katie Mahoney. Mahoney, quick shot, redirected over the net of DeVivo. And forced into the corner was Katie Diem, coming up the boards with it. Quick pass here for Carlin Bertrand. Dragons just trying to keep it in. Ricabelli poking at it. Jay Seal trying to swipe it out. But Fanny Annaborn will keep it in. Down below the goal line for Katie Mahoney. Julia Power. Ooh, big hits over in the far corner. Ooh, swiping that away. Here's Shay J. Seal, keeping it in for the Dragons. Below the goal line for Katie Mahoney. Around Lauren Ricabelli, backhanding it over to the near side. Shay J. Seal backhands it out, and all the way down that one will go. Ainsley Delacourt having to chase it down.
One of the things I've liked from Oswego defensively in this game has kind of kept it close is the number of block shots. They are not, like consistently throughout the season, they are not scared of getting in the way of the puck and be able to take one for the team. You're seeing a couple of bodies already from some of the players to just get in the way and just block a couple shots.
A big hit coming in the Lakers' end here is now here come the Lakers the other way. Dory almost had a good redirection there, but the Cortland Red Dragons are able to clear it. As hitting the ice here, it was Kira Cook in the Cortland end, and thankfully she's able to get up under her own power, retrieves her stick, and will skate to the Cortland bench here. And Rick Filigera, the head coach for the Cortland Red Dragons, is a little bit mad at the referees because there was a big hit in the Lakers' end, which could have probably, in his mind, been called boarding, or at least a body checking anyway. But it was not called, as it'll get sat below the goal line here in the Cortland end.
I was a little surprised that was not called. A little bit of a dangerous hit, but you're starting to really see the physicality amp up for Oswego defensively, which is a good thing.
Well, it's a precedent, I will say here. It shows what you can and can't get away with in this game, and so far the referees letting them play here. Coming through with the Lakers. Solely in the hands of Natalie Lawrence. Here comes Megan Smith through. Smith, J. Seal, big shot, save made by Gilode. She'll send it back into the far corner. Board battle here, Cortland comes out with it. Genevieve Spraka, the sole goal scorer so far in this game. Board battle once more, this time in front of the Cortland bench as he gets sent D to D. Sophie Hart. Cooley's able to get it out of her hands, but coming to take over is Haley Hunter. Quick passes over to the far side and dumping it into the Cortland Red Dragons. Going to grab that of the Dragons too. Haley Hunter putting in some good work. Over into the far corner. Now behind the net of Mia DeVivo and having to skate away from it as a referee as it just was in her skates. Van Dam. Now for Alex O'Brien. Off the near boards it'll go. Megan Smith trying to poke that through, and that one went off, I believe, either the gloves or stick of Lauren Ricabelli that was on the bench. So they'll call that one dead, and they will instead have a center ice faceoff.
Starting to see already at least a little 5 minutes in this frame. Oswego starting to pick it up offensively. They're really starting to get some more scoring chances off, starting to get some more shots in net. A little bit better scoring chances when it comes to high danger, but we haven't seen consistency or as high danger chances that Cortland would have. Oswego's making progress. They just gotta keep their foot on the gas and not give up in this situation. You still have some time to work with, but again, Cortland is not letting up.
Ooh, Liliana Ficaro blowing a tire pretty big at the blue line. Sending it back up the boards, though, are the Lakers. Here comes Tilly Pethrick. Have to put some jets on, but hunted down there by Katie Mahoney. Now it's Dory in the Cortland end. Kayla Dory sending it around. Lily Ficaro goes past it. As now it's Cortland picking it up. Fanny Annaborn right into the neutral zone. The Lakers will pick that one up. Dory waits, and they will attack once more. Back below the goal line. Ficaro trying to stick it up, but Kayla Persinger will pick it up for the Cortland Red Dragons. Sent far for Fanny Annaborn. Off of the skate there. Here comes Mahoney. Shot! Blocked away by DeVivo. Leah Coley, long pass. Tried to get it up for Fiona Sierens, but Cortland will come back and set it back into the Lakers' end. Pinty for Coley on the far side. Coley under pressure from two different Dragons. Pinty coming in to help. Goes up for Abby Dix. As Cortland coming down deeper into the zone with it. Drew Kopak now up to the point. Point shot, redirected, a quick bouncer. Just got stopped in traffic. And Abby Dix will pick it up, sending it off those far boards. Just trying to keep it to the outside of the Lakers' end.
Cortland's doing a good job on this forecheck, really just pushing towards where the puck is.
Quick shot redirected towards the boards by Mia DeVivo. And she will grab it and cover it up for a stoppage of play. Now with 12:40 left to go in period number 2. 1-0, still the score.
And that was another dangerous chance Cortland had there with Mahoney. And we've seen a lot of these scoring chances that Cortland's had their high danger coming off of just turnovers and Oswego's own end. They try to clear the puck out, and Mahoney just had a lot of space to work with, but good work from DeVivo. Pretty much almost all alone with her, no one in front of her, so it's a little bit easier for her to make that save. But just good work, staying composed, getting the blocker out there to redirect that shot. But if you're Oswego, you just got to be really careful with trying to at least with these turnovers in your own end. Cortland is really applying pressure when they're trying to clear the puck out or set up the breakouts. They have to be able to move fast, not be lackadaisical in their own end. You have to be able to you got to keep pushing, because Cortland will catch you lacking, and they will steal the puck from you and get scoring chances off of that.
Quick shot off the face-off, save made by DeVivo. She will cover it up after another dangerous high-scoring chance opportunity for the Cortland Red Dragons right off of the face-off. So another thing for the Lakers to possibly pay attention to. Face-off to the right of DeVivo once more. Georgia Cunliffe in the center for it. And it's one to the side by the Lakers. Van Dam off back for Shea J. Seal below the goal line on the near side. J. Seal all the way down, rolling puck into the Cortland end. And that one will be an icing with now 12:24 left to go in period 2.
Haven't seen any penalties so far after one period of play, and it just goes to show how disciplined this Cortland team is, and to take chances. I mean, right off the draw, you see they get that shot off. But it all comes down to their head coach and Rick Filagera, who we talked about before this broadcast, and the history he has contributed to how well this Cortland team has been throughout this season.
Off the boards for J. Seal, now for Georgia Cunliffe. Long up for Natalie Lawns. Lawns hands it to Rika Belli coming in. Rika Belli now for Georgia Cunliffe behind her. Cunliffe comes deeper, looks for an opportunity, finds Rika Belli right in the slot. The bouncing puck gets picked up by the Dragons. Katie Diem. Diem, ooh, a high little pass there for Fanny Annaborn. Ooh, and a slash from Tilly Pethrick. Gets knocking the stick out of the hands of Fanny Annaborn. No call here, as Rika Belli sends it now for Lawns on the far side. Lawns, now Georgia Cunliffe. Cunliffe hands it to Julia Power. Power, 3-on-2, the Lakers coming in. Sent right over into the far corner. Rika Belli having to chase it.
Like you said, the refs are really letting them play. They're kind of just letting things go in this contest. And it's actually going to be really much of an issue for Cortland. They're a very composed team, and one of the more disciplined teams when it comes to penalties. They're ranked dead last in penalty minutes with a 108 in the SUNYAC. So the odds are for Oswego of gaining a power play in this game, highly unlikely.
Patrick, ooh, gets a little hooked up there as Cortland will pick it up. Dragons coming around, courtesy of Victoria Griffin. Now back the other way in Kylie Nolan's hands. Now Griffin once more. Behind the net of DeVivo. Sends it high and off the boards. Sophie Hart will keep it in. Back down for Nolan. Kylie Nolan pushed to the boards by Julia Power. Board battle over in the far corner again. There's a lot of pushing and shoving there. Power just trying to dig at it however she possibly can. And she's able to get it out. Sending it for Tilly Petherick behind the net of DeVivo. Ooh, the puck gets stuck a little bit on the boards. Oh, and it goes right in front of DeVivo. She's not able to cover it, but the Lakers clear. Julia Power off the boards. Kept in, though, by the 21 of Sophie Hart. And here comes Cortland once more. Sent right in on DeVivo. She finds it and covers with 10-11 to go in period number 2.
Again, I mean, the big reason why Cortland has this lead is because of the continuous pressure they have. Even if they lose possession of the puck in the O zone, see, they're able to get her right back and still press. And almost a good chance to go back to the forehand on that shot, but DeVivo just able to get a piece of it and be able to cover it up. Oswego needs to find a way to effectively clear the puck out or change things up for the breakouts.
Liliana Ficcaro able to skate through several different Cortland Red Dragons, but she's not able to skate it into the zone. Here comes Kayla Persinger around the other way. Ooh, Persinger blows a tire. Now it's Dory. Gets it down for Ficcaro. Up the boards it'll come. Cortland able to regroup and get it out. Grace Karakis, 2-on-2. Over to the far side now for the 22 of Drew Kopech.
One player we haven't really seen do hasn't done the whole ton so far for Cortland is Fanny Annenborn. Last time these two teams faced, she scored twice in the 3-1 victory over Oswego back on February 7th, but Annenborn hasn't been nowhere really to be seen. Oswego's done a good job really locking her down in this contest.
All the way down into the Cortland end here, Weissing waved off. Genevieve Spraka grabbing on the far boards. Into the Lakers' end, poked away momentarily by Shay J. Seal. She'll stay with it though and send it below the goal line. Around comes Morgan Raymond. Up now into the hands of Carlin Bertrand, sending it back below the goal line. Helen Van Dam picks it up. Off the boards. Goes past Abby Dix, but sent right back into the hands of Van Dam. Tried to get it up for Fiona Sierens, but it's off her skate. Cortland will send it back in. Jay Seal off the boards for Helen Van Dam. Now Sierens, now Iverson through the neutral zone. Now up for Abby Dix. Into the zone. Dix able to stay with it. Under pressure though from Sophie Hart. Up the boards. Cortland looking to break it out, and they do. Katie Diem lugging it herself over the red line. Stopped momentarily by Julia Power. Sent it cross. Shot! Oh! It rolls in! Fanny Annenborn. And she makes her presence felt.
Well, speaking of the devil, I said earlier, she's been kind of quiet in this contest, but way to set things up already, offensively on the rush. The patience from Annenborn, just waiting until she sees that opening, targets the top left corner. For a second, it looked like it was going to be a goal. Pops off the iron and hits off the back of DeVivo, but it just trickles in. But the power that she had on that wrist shot, I mean, that was beautiful. That's something you would see from JJ Paterka. He has a lot of power on his wrist shots. Good work from Fanny Annenborn.
Sent all the way into the Cortland end. Backhanded into the hands of Sophie Hart. But Fanny Annenborn, the woman from Linköping, Sweden, making her presence felt here at the Deborah F. Stanley Arena and putting one behind Mia DeVivo.
That was her 12th goal of the year, going in with 22 points, 11 goals, 11 assists. One of the better players by far on this Cortland roster going into this game.
Ricabelli over for Petherick. Petherick a shot, redirected over the goal into the corner now. Georgia Cunliffe sending it right back in on Gilode. And she will cover that one up as the Lakers really, if they want to stay in this game, do have to put a fire beneath them.
Yeah, again, going back to the opportunity Annenborn had on that wrist shot. I mean, she is a scary scoring threat. She's already recorded a hat trick in this season against Canton back on February 25th. But she is top 3 in shots and points and also goals on the Red Dragons, while also being top 5 in both points and goals in the SUNYAC. She is dangerous anywhere on the ice. Not only just with shooting the puck, but facilitating it.
Through the neutral zone here, Lakers look to regroup, and they do. Alex O'Brien backhanding it into the zone. Redirected off a Cooley's stick. O'Brien trying to grab it again, this time on the near side. Get Ella Iwinski able to get it into the hands of the Dragons. They will go the other way. Victoria Griffin having to circle back under pressure from Elizabeth Cooley. Oh, and off the stick of O'Brien. Cooley looks to pick it up. No Lakers do. Cortland will get it back into the Lakers' end, but only just as Cooley is able to clear it. Up the boards. Genevieve Spraka leaving it for her D-men. Little breakout there in the neutral zone as it gets sent all the way back. Poked away by Mia DeVivo into the hands of Sydney Pinty. They'll try to break it out.
Yeah, the refs really just letting them play. Some of the body checks we're seeing, I mean, just insane physicality for this game. And it's a good thing for Oswego. I mean, taking their anger out a little bit, but just being smart with it and really just applying the pressure and not making things easy on Cortland. But I will say this will probably be the last game that if Oswego does somehow win, they'll be their last game here for the season. Plattsburgh up over Williams Smith 5-0 with 11:54 into the second period.
A 5-goal lead for the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. Well, it's a terrible thing and quite hard to come back from, especially if you're the William Smith Herons, but this SUNYAC final will most likely, barring a small miracle, happen at the Ronald B. Stafford Arena in Plattsburgh. Below the goal line it'll go. Cortland coming around with it in the Lakers' end, just coming in close on DeVivo, almost was dangerous. It goes back up to the blue line for Bertrand. Quick shot blocked away by Kayla Dory. And kept in by Ainsley Delacourt.
Yeah, Dory ate all of that shot. That was a hard wrist shot from the top of the point, and she ate all of that. I mean, you could hear it all the way from up here how hard that shot was that came off of her.
Ooh, circling back, another shot from J.J. Seal blocked. And J. Seal going into the corner, putting pressure on Katie Mahoney. Up the boards. Now Lily Ficaro. Off the boards, now kept in by Cortland. Quick shot kicked away by DeVivo, and another shot blocked. It'll go to the boards. Quick shot again, just wide. This time Van Dam keeping it below the goal line, keeping it out of harm's way. Van Dam again, board battle, just keeping it protected. Squirts out, J. Seal hands it up to Erica Parenti. Parenti puts on the Jets, but hunting her down quickly was Katie Diem. She's forced to dump it in.
One thing I will give credit for Cortland is that once Oswego finally clears the puck out, their forward does a good enough job at keeping the puck in the own zone for a long enough time where Oswego can't really set up on offense, and they're forced to clear the puck out just to get fresh legs on the ice. I mean, they have lots of opportunities to set up on offense.
Megan Smith, Cunliffe tried to get it over to Smith, but she probably would have been better if she had just shot it and made Giode move, but she tries to get the backdoor pass again, but does not connect. Power keeps it in. Oh, Smith tried to get it to Rigabelli, but no shot will come again. Patrick a shot, save made by Gilode. And the Cortland Red Dragons recover and get it out.
Definitely one of the better opportunities we've seen from Oswego. Well, better offensive possessions we've seen in the O-zone, being able to collect the rebounds and still try and generate more scoring chances. You're starting to run out of time here, so smart for them to try and start peppering Gilude with more shots. But again, she is not a goalie to mess with, and she does not make any scoring opportunity easy.
Below the goal line for Kayla Dory. Tilly Patrick off the glass, out of the zone, as here comes Elizabeth Cooley. Lakers able to get it through the neutral zone. Kayla Dory putting on some good pressure, but circling back with it was Haley Hunter. Leah Coley stopping it at the red line. Coming through with it into the zone, carries it herself. Leah Coley shot into the glove of Eileen Gilode.
Good to see that the offense is starting to really pick things up here for Oswego. I mean, like I said, you're starting around the time in the second period. The momentum is slowly building up more against you. There's a good wrist shot from Coley, seeing like it possibly maybe that she'll cough up a rebound, but Gilu is a very disciplined goalie. She does not really cough up many rebounds. Good glove save on her part. But Oswego has to start set up offensively more and getting more scoring opportunities.
Erica Parenti muscled down there by Colin Bertrand. It'll go to the far boards, up those boards, and Genevieve Spraka will get it out. Over to the near side here. Leah Coley going for it. Now it's Kayla Dory who picks it up. She's got Sydney Pinty on the far side, and she connects. Over the red line, they will dump it in. Around for Ainsley Delacourt. Back up the boards for Genevieve Spraka again. Spraka, momentarily slapped away by Megan Smith, and here comes Parenti. Hands it to Rika Belli. Rika Belli, for Jay Seal. They're just able to prevent an offsides call, but at the hands of the Cortland Red Dragons, giving it back to them.
Yeah, some of the passes have been a little inaccurate from Oswego so far, really hurting their opportunities to really push into the O-zone. We've seen a lot of it where they just have to let the puck go to avoid the offside.
And they called icing when the puck hadn't even reached the goal line. That is peculiar.
Yeah, Rico Belli was not happy with that. I was surprised they called that early. I mean, odds were Cortland was going to get to the puck first, but they definitely blew the whistle kind of early there. And I'm a little surprised by that, but looking at some of the stats right now, very different from the first period. Shots on goal in favor of Cortland, 8-3 in that category for this period.
They've been shutting down the Lakers, especially when it comes to being around their own blue line. They've let the Lakers come through the neutral zone a couple different times, but at about the top of the circles of the Cortland end, it's Cortland who is able to steal it back. Megan Smith, though, just coming over the blue line. Georgia Cunliffe was not able to retreat in time.
Again, I mean, just a lot of the offside issues have really plagued this Oswego team, and again, it doesn't help that also Cortland does a good job pressuring them still while in the neutral zone. They play physical, they really get the stick involved and really force bad passes, and that does not make things easy, but Oswego, they just need to move quicker. They just got to be more patient. They need to just calm down a little bit.
Lakers trying to bring it off the boards, but here comes Cortland back the other way. Cortland, a shot off the legs of Tilly Patrick. That one came off of the stick of Grace Garakis. It'll go back below the goal line and over the near boards here. O'Brien off of Iverson's stick, trying to come through the neutral zone here. Now it's Natalie Lons once more, forcing to dump it in. Iverson swiping it off. Lons is able to steal it. Natalie Lons, long up for Tilly Patrick. She's just able to keep it in. Patrick, blocked away by a sliding Grace Garakis. Julia Power having to protect it from the charging Drew Kopeck. Here comes Power into the zone. Julia Power into the slot. Shot, save made by Eileen Gio. And she slashes the legs of Natalie Lons.
If that was a goal, that would have been probably the most disgusting goal today. Julia Power showing the offensive prowess she has for a D-man. Just decided, you know what, I'm going to take it myself. Digging her way through 3 defensemen. But good work from Gilu, again, staying composed in the butterfly and just getting that glove save. But excellent work from Julia Power the first here, just to dig her way through 3 D-men.
Sydney Pinty coming through the middle into the zone, and the Lakers will try to get something in. A backhander on Gillot, just goes wide. And picking it up is the 20 of Kayla Dory over the blue line. Now Coley, it shot it right off of Dory's skate. Dory will pick it up though. Kayla Dory right in on Gillot, just tried to get a cheeky close-in shot, but couldn't quite grab it. Just trying to force it back into the slot there. It was the 26 of Sydney Pinty.
If you're Oswego, you desperately need to try and at least get a goal here within the last few seconds, 30 seconds of this game, just to get some momentum back from Cortland. This way you feel a bit better going in the third period.
Off the skate of Elizabeth Cooley. They've got 15 seconds to try to put something on the board here. Below the goal line. Kayla Persinger, long up. Now it's a 2-on-1. But just falling down there was Fanny Annaborn on the far side. 2 seconds left. And that'll do it for period 2 of action here from the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. The score after the first 40 minutes of regulation, 2 for the Cortland Red Dragons, none for the Oswego State Lakers so far. As one of their top scorers, Fanny Annaborn, makes her presence felt and makes it a 2-goal game now for the Lakers. But as you said, a 2-goal lead is one of the worst leads in hockey here, Braden.
Absolutely, it's one of the most commonly given up leads in hockey, but Cortland, though, has done a good job just being aggressive, like I said, defensive in the neutral zone and in the all zone, creating turnovers to get more scoring opportunities. And you got to give credit to Eileen Giroux. She has been a brick wall and really not giving up rebounds, really just hauling everything in. And even though Oswego, they're doing a better job now in the last few minutes of that period, getting more high-danger opportunities, she has just stayed really composed. And it's a big reason why the Oswego has next to no momentum going in the third period.
Yeah, and one of the things that I will point out as well, we saw it with Julia Power skating through several different defensemen there. One thing that I think that this Oswego State Lakers team is they're a little bit too selfless. We saw on a rush going in, I believe it was the 14 of Megan Smith there with Rika Belli, who just tried to get that second pass going, but she should have shot the puck. Sometimes you just have to be that little bit more selfish and take the shot yourself. And especially in a do-or-die game like this, that's what it's going to take for the Lakers coming into this third period of play. Don't go away, everybody. We'll send it back over to the perch for our intermission report. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10.
Welcome back to the DK experience. Go back to your job.
Every NFL fan I've played for the last 15 games, they beat.
Writing a letter to the NFL fans? Get out of here with that.
Let me finish. No, stop.
Johnny Manziel, that guy, he's a loser.
No, that's.
Watch the DK experience.
Is there anything interesting happening in here? Joe, is there anything interesting happening in here?
Yes, there is some interesting stuff tonight. We're doing our weather outside.
Oh, okay.
Our quick weather.
Never mind.
Let's see how Friday is.
And the Red Dragon layer is still hot. Cortland up 2-0 after the second period of play, live from the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena for the SUNYAC semifinals. Your perch for today, this second intermission report. I am Logan Weingartner, your host, joined by the great Chris DeLuca and Paul Kasprek. Guys, Cortland again put another goal in that period, secured a 2-0 advantage, a comfortable lead. Chris, what did you see in that second period of action?
That second period of action, the first period was even. I felt that the ice was more tilted towards Cortland this time, and it was certainly showed with that goal. And we'll take a quick look at that in just a second here. But obviously, just very great performance here by the Cortland Red Dragons. And just unreal effort by them. And Oswego, they look almost flat-footed. They look like they're playing on their heels right now.
Yeah, they do. And Paul, what did you see from that first period of action?
Just more of the same, like from Cortland from that first period. They just kept pushing and pushing on the pressure. You see the shots here total shots, 26-23 for Cortland in favor of Cortland. I mean, Oswego flipped the face-off circle, 19-14. But I mean, Cortland just been all over the Lakers in that second period. They controlled every facet of the game, and then the Lakers just looked very flat, and they just did not. They just looked frustrated the entire period.
Yeah, Oswego had a couple of good chances early on, and on the other end, DeVivo, a couple of impressive saves early on. They played aggressive defense up until the point where Cortland scored. Then they had let their foot off the gas pedal, and leading me to that point, Chris, can you give me a little bit more insight about that goal and how it happened to give the Red Dragons a comfortable 2-0 lead?
Absolutely. We'll take a look at that goal right here. Players coming down in the slot, takes that top third. And let's actually rewind that a little bit. Take a look at that player. Right now, she's being screened by the Oswego State defenseman. Mia DeVivo cannot see that. And you see there, her reaction, she's trying to get that puck. Going off the crossbar, just trickles in. I mean, she's not going to be able to save that, especially after not being able to see. She's like trying to look past the defender like, what's going on? I can't see. I mean, that's simple stuff for what not to have happen for a goaltender. And obviously, the Cortland Red Dragons capitalized off it.
Yeah, a lot of the goals for DeVivo that she has let in, those two have been unlucky. The team defense sometimes suffering a collapse, leaving players open inside of the crease to just fire a shot on net, get it past her shoulder, and get it in. So, Paul, leading me to my next question for you. In this final period of play, if Oswego wants to keep their season alive and trek forward to the championship on March 7th, what do they need to do?
They just need to go into this third period like the lives depend on it. Like, they just need to get out there and see if Cortland would just take a bad penalty at this point. Like, you just got to get in front of the net, be scrappy, and say, like, hey, we want to play next weekend. How we're going to do that depends on the next 20 minutes And that means you just got to be scrappy. You have to go after it. And you just got to be on every puck possible and just get the puck into the back of the net. Just flip the script just a little bit so you can get the momentum on your side.
Yeah, Oswego is a team that has 36.1 shots on net per game. But we saw in that second period, their offense was a bit stagnant at times, including a mark from the 16-minute mark until the 8-minute mark where they did not get a single shot on goal. Tilly Petherick had fire one, but yet again, it was a textbook save for Gelotes, who, Chris, has really been putting on a show. So for the Cortland to keep their momentum, what do they have to do to, again, really just put the seal on the deal in the final period?
Do not let Oswego get hot. Oswego are the comeback kids. They always get hot in the third period. If you're Cortland, you got to understand that you cannot let that happen. You have to make sure your defense is tight, your neutral zone is tight, your offensive is continuously firing on all cylinders. You got to keep pushing, and if you don't, you're going to fall behind, and Oswego, you give the Oswego Lakers an opportunity to try and take it back. You can't let that happen if you're the Cortland Red Dragons.
Yeah, and Paul, I already asked you this, but the question becomes even more urgent now as we go into the third period. So for head coach Mark Digby, what is he drilling into his players' heads, especially the younger pieces who need to get this experience into this third period?
They just got to keep fighting. They got to win puck battles. For the first part of that second period, they were just slow. They were slow to many opportunities, and then Cortland just kept pushing and played the entire period in their zone. They got to flip that. They got to find new energy. They have to maybe put somebody over the boards, or maybe just dump the puck in, win a puck battle, keep the puck in Cortland's defensive territory so you can create opportunities.
Without a doubt. And Chris, I know we had talked about it, the special teams unit for both teams. We are still at 0 penalties throughout this game. So how vital has that been for Cortland having 0 penalties to their attack?
I mean, it's super important to them. I mean, obviously Oswego is very much a special team. They're a special teams kind of team. Both are, but the difference is Cortland has the advantage on 5-on-5. Oswego relies on their power play too much and their special teams too much, to the point where if you don't have any penalties in the game, it's very unlikely for them to actually continue firing on all cylinders. So if you're Oswego, you need to find the way to get through on 5-on-5. You have to get the even strength goals, because those are the goals that matter most. The power plays are not going to come to you, they're not going to be handed to you on a silver platter. You have to keep pushing and get the goal, or get the pucks on the net.
Yeah, and that all starts with turning defense into offense. Oswego currently leading by a major amount in block shots, 12-3. They are down by 5 in the faceoff category, so they need to start their possessions right, win the faceoffs. And Paul, staying with you, Cortland, who is winning those faceoffs, what is Rick Filigera saying to his team? Such an experienced coach, such an impressive coach, one of the most impressive ones throughout all of the SUNYACs. So what are you saying to his team to keep the momentum into this third period?
Do more of the same. What you did in the second period. Do not allow Oswego to flip the script in this third period. You just got to stay on course, play to your game plan, and just keep pushing on these freshmen of Oswego, because look, they looked, even though they gained some, Oswego had some energy toward the end of that third period. They played a lot of that period. They looked slow. They looked frustrated. Got to keep doing that in the third period so you can close it out.
Without a doubt. And Chris, around the SUNYAC, I know we touched on it at the end of the first period intermission. Plattsburgh has put on a flurry of goals. It looks all but over in the North Country. Walk me through that one.
Absolutely. If it was a battlefield before, it is now no man's land, and William Smith is suffering for it. 5-0 is the score right now. Plattsburgh is over 50 shot attempts so far, 30 of which on goal. William Smith, 22 shot attempts. You want to take a guess how many are on goal? I'll give you a hint. It's single digits. It's 8. 8 shots on goal in 2 periods. That is unacceptable for the William Smith Herons. They need to get those shots on goal. They need to keep the pressure on. And at this point, if you need to get that first goal. If you get the first one, you got to start clawing back. But it's all about the pressure. And William Smith has none of it right now.
Yeah, I could not have said it better myself. Just 8 shots on goal. That's a testament to how hard-nosed Plattsburgh defense is. And again, that's going to be a rematch if Oswego finds a way to claw back in this one. And for that, though, Cortland has surpassed my score prediction. They now have 2 goals. Chris, I said 1-0. So, I mean, I'm still rather close, but no longer 1 goal. Chris, what do you have to say to yours?
1 more goal for Oswego and I get it. So, you know what? Let's see if Oswego can get a goal, make my night a little bit better, or make my afternoon better, and it'll be fun. And I mean, how about your score prediction so far?
I mean, I had Oswego winning 3-1. It doesn't look too great right now, but look, 20 minutes of hockey. It's playoff time. Anything can happen. You just have to find that one spark. It doesn't have to be your top goal scorer on the team. Just find somebody. Find a way to get the puck in the back of net. And then, well, I want to say in the first 5 minutes of the second period. If you can do that, the rest of the period, it can be changed in just an instant second.
Yeah, without a doubt, such urgency that Oswego needs. But that'll be all for us in your second intermission report. We will see you in the postgame. And for now, we're going to throw back up the Steve Levy press box with Braden Peters and Rob Finger. Don't go anywhere.
I saw bread, and I want some bread.
I feel like the amount of work that we get here is very different than a community college. So at my last school, we had at least an essay a week that was due for any given class.
Yeah. Also makes you really feeling, because you start in the fall, where it's kind of like one, still good sport.
If it's hockey,
It's what they score!
it's on Hockey Talk. Join Rob Finger and his panel of guests.
Their behavior against easy teams. How do you lose to the Bruins twice?
As they take you through the hockey world.
We welcome you with open arms.
Tune into Hockey Talk, Mondays at 9:30 after East Coast hockey games. Only on WTOP.
Oh boy!
Come across.
Good evening and welcome to Jeopardy. I am your host, Joe.
Hello, Simon.
Joe is at this place. And I'm very concerned to see what Piper's answer is here. Sorry, it's a 98-page rule book.
You guys are stunned still?
Joe, I'm going to sound like a little snob here. It was not founded by Ray Kroc.
Back into the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. My name is Rob Finger alongside Braden Peters, and we're here for the start of period number 3. And we will get the action started fairly quickly here. Period number 3, the final period in one of these two teams' seasons, as Cortland will take it quickly and dump it into the Oswego end. Over to the near side here. Shay J. Steele sending it up for Lauren Ricabelli. Intercepted momentarily anyway by Fanny Anneborn. Now a pass all the way over to the far side. Carlin Bertrand looking to grab it. Bertrand off for Cunliffe. Helen Van Dam now trying to take it. Instead, Megan Smith. Smith able to take it. Coming around into the far corner here. As back up and out of the zone it'll go. Leah Coley now for Pinty to the near side. Pinty almost under pressure there from Fanny Anneborn as he gets sent all the way back into the Lakers' end. Coley, now Pinty, just trying to deal with the pressure however they can. These Cortland Red Dragons have been forechecking all game. And Sydney Pinty will send it in. Now it's Leah Coley right in on Gillode. A quick shot, save made by the chest of Gillode, and it falls into her glove, and she will stop it.
Yeah, go work just to drive her way to the slot, just to be able to get that opportunity off of the backhand. Maybe if she went a little bit more glove side, would have had a better chance. But honestly, I think the key for Oswego in this final period, just get shots on net. They're trying to pass the puck too much when they're trying to look for the best chance of scoring. And those passes, they're throwing it into areas that is cluttered. At this point, just get something on net. You might get a rebound. They're trying to look for the perfect opportunities. You're not going to find that here in this final period, especially with how defensively Cortland's been playing. So they just need to get shots off in general.
18:50 left to go in period number 3 in regulation time. And a face-off to the right of Eileen Gillode. Face-off one back, a quick shot from Coley at the point. That one goes over the net of Gillode. And keeping it in, or trying to keep it in anywhere, the Lakers. Now here come the Dragons the other way. Drew Kopech over the blue line. A quick shot blocked away. Another shot possibly followed up there by Grace Karakis, who wasn't able to release it.
Yeah, good work by Pinty just to break that up for Karakis. She had a good chance to possibly deke her way towards the low slot, but good last-ditch effort defensively from Sydney Pinty to break that up.
Sent back in by Kayla Persinger around the net of DeVivo. It'll go into the far corner for Dory. Dory handing it to Leah Coley. Coley, though, bumped down by Genevieve Spraka. It'll go high and all the way over to the near side. Jillian Dinsmore sends it back in. Picked up by Sophie Hart. Coming around, I should say, Emma McLean. McLean, a former member of the Plattsburgh State Cardinals, sent it right in. Turned away by the stick, I believe, of Leah Coley. Out of the zone it'll go. Morgan Raymond across to the 21 of Sophie Hart, and that one gets redirected out of play. So with 17:43 left to go in period number 3, we'll have a neutral zone faceoff right in front of the bench of those Cortland Red Dragons.
Yeah, Oswego in this period, they also have to emphasize being able to just move quicker and just stay calm when moving through the neutral zone. There's a lot of turnovers that they lose. That Cortland, they're doing a good job being aggressive in the neutral zone, creating those turnovers. Oswego just needs to basically have quick sticks, move the puck like just fast, lightning fast, get in the O zone, set things up.
Here comes Cortland back the other way. Philippa Annenborn dumping it in. Tilly Pethrick looking to go grab it. Off the glass it'll go, up towards the 6 of Natalie Lawns. She's able to just force it out, and Brittany Iverson gets it through the zone. Carlin Bertrand sending it the other way. Julia Power. As Brittany Iverson sending it all the way down. Morgan Ricabelli putting on some jets here. Just trying to stay with it. Bumping heads with Inslee Delacour, but it's the Cortland Red Dragons who get it out. Through the middle here. Looking to grab it, Georgia Cunliffe, who off the skate there of Katie Mahoney momentarily, and here comes Cortland back the other way. Backhanded pass to Katie Diem. Below the goal line, they'll run for it. Cunliffe up past Ricabelli all the way down the river. That one will go. And that one will be an icing with 16:30 now left to go. In period 3, we'll go all the way down into the Lakers' end.
I gotta say with Cortland going into this game, I think their mindset was just super aggressive, and it was, again, coming out fast. But they apply the aggressiveness not only just the offense, but to every other aspect of the game. Defensively, like especially while they're in the zone, they lose the puck. They do a good job just being able to at least put pressure, be physical, and create those turnovers to get more chances.
Around to the near side here, Lauren Ricabelli putting on some pressure, and here comes Tilly Petherick back the other way. Cortland all the way going through onto the stick of Ella Iwinski in the neutral zone. She'll send it all the way back in. Delayed offsides, but Cortland will come back in. Lakers grabbing it. Here comes Julia Power putting on some skates of her own, and here comes Megan Smith into the zone. Smith trying to take a shot. It gets redirected off the skates of Ella Iwinski over to the near side now. And it'll go back into the neutral zone. Georgia Cunliffe leaving that for Shea J. Seal. J. Seal back up for Elizabeth Cooley. Cooley across Cunliffe. Now Van Dam. Oh, a quick shot gets redirected. Stopped by traffic. Cunliffe will grab it and backhand it back into the zone. Kayla Dory. Dory now for Cooley. Set right across, stolen away by Jillian Dinsmore though. They'll go off the boards all the way through the neutral zone. Redirected though by the Lakers. Here they come back in. Erica Parenti just trying to generate any offense she can. She's got Van Dam in front of her. Parenti just looking for any outlet that she possibly can. Loses it though. And Jillian Dinsmore will pick it back up. Elizabeth Cooley. Oh, puts it right onto the stick of Genevieve Sprocket. Here she comes back the other way. Ooh, stopped at the blue line by the stick of Shea J. Seal. It'll get sent down the other way. Ainsley Delacourt stopped at the blue line by Leah Coley, but Cortland will just redirect it in. Enough for the Lakers to go pick it up. Off the board, Sydney Pinty taking it over the blue line. Just skating it however fast she possibly can. Backhands it into the zone. Gilloud will stop it behind her net. Off the glass. All the way down the length it will go. And that one called off. No icing. Leah Coley. All the way through the zone. It'll go all the way back down and sent in by the Cortland Red Dragons. Leah Coley. Coley now for Natalie Lons. Over the blue line, over the red line, over the blue line into the zone. Lons having to stop and circle back as Cortland has just been suffocating with their defense as Iverson tries to put on a lazy shot. It'll go back into the corner. Alexandra O'Brien, now Lons, up to the top for Power. Power stepping across the blue line, backhands it to Petherick near side. Tilly Petherick sent off the skates there. Natalie Lons having to stay in with it and backhand it below the goal line. Now she'll go for a change. Brittany Iverson under pressure there on Katie Mahoney. Flipping it high up and all the way out, and stopping that is Mia DeVivo. We'll send it down to the sideline for our sideline reporter, Jason Rude. Jason, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, since the SUNYAC women's ice hockey began in the 2023-2024 season after the reorganization of the Northeast Women's Hockey League, there has only been 2 SUNYAC women's ice hockey champions, Plattsburgh and Cortland. And because Plattsburgh is up 5-0 right now, it does look like we are getting a rematch of the very first 2024 matchup against the Cortland Red Dragons and the Plattsburgh Cardinals. That's all for me down here ringside. Back to you up there in the press.
Thank you very much, Jason. And to his point, that would mean that the Plattsburgh State Cardinals would be in 3 SUNYAC finals in a row. That first year obviously was Cortland versus Plattsburgh. So if the scores stay the same, it will be a rematch of that first SUNYAC women's hockey final. Lauren Ricabelli able to get it out, and sending it back in are the Cortland Red Dragons. Having a run for it is Helen Van Dam. Van Dam. Long pass all the way up for Lauren Ricabelli, having to run through the 2 of Jillian Dinsmore. And J. Seal will send it back off the boards all the way down the length. It'll go. That one will be an icing once more with 12:30 left to go in period number 3.
So two of the things I've noticed with the strategy with Cortland and why they have really been shutting out Oswego. Again, so on Oswego's breakouts, when they try to get things set up and they go along the wing, Cortland recognizes that. So what do? They get bodies at least towards the wing while still at least blocking off any passing lanes towards the center ice. And then when it comes to defense in their own D zone, they pretty much have everyone play tight towards the slot, and then whoever's assigned to the puck carrier, they come out, and if anyone cuts in, they have two D-men that close in on them, basically clogging the slot, not allowing any shooting or passing lanes at all through the slot.
Megan Smith trying to get through here and picked up by number 4 of Georgia Cunliffe, dumped in by the Lakers here, and Cunliffe losing her stick here. A little bit complainant on the near side, but here comes Cortland into the Lakers' end. That's the 22 of Drew Kopech skating across, quick shot, turned away by the stick of DeVivo. Here comes the 20 of Kayla Dory, able to steal it momentarily. Cortland will steal it back, but Cooley will grab it back for the Lakers. Elizabeth Cooley off the boards all the way down. Just tried to get it to Erica Parenti. That'll go past her, and that one will be an icing once more with now 11:41 left to go in regulation time.
Yeah, the passing's just been a little off target consistently through this game. It's really just killed a lot of the offensive opportunities for Oswego in this game, and Cortland is still applying the pressure. They're not letting up. They're still getting scoring chances, and that's the way to go about it.
All the way down into the near corner, it'll go back up to the far point this time, all the way across as it gets sent back below the goal line once more. Cortland just trying to get whatever the offense they can, just stuck on the outside of the zone here. Erica Parenti able to flip it up and out of the zone. Icing gets waved off as it went just off the stick of Colin Bertrand there. And kept momentarily, not quite in, by Erica Parenti. She was just over that blue line. Here comes Cortland back the other way. A little drop pass here. Sent in. Ooh, sticked away by Coley momentarily. But Cortland just trying to get whatever they can to that slot area. Ooh, along the boards, Parenti able to stop it with a body, and so does Kayla Dory. Sent up and through the neutral zone here, but Cortland will try to control it in this neutral zone. Pinty sending it back into the hands of Ainsley Delacourt. Over to the far side. Philippa Annaborn able to dump it in. Tilly Pethrick grabbing it. Pethrick, ooh, a little bit of a mishandled pass below the goal line. And now it's Julia Power off the boards. Here come the Lakers. Natalie Lawns getting it up all the way down. Stopping that one is Aline Gilode. And she will cover that one with now just about halfway through this third period.
Gilode is pitching her 5th possible shutout for the season, but one thing I got to say that's been noticeable this game, it feels like Cortland's just been one step ahead of Oswego, out hustling them to the puck, even like willing to at least play a little bit more physical, just willing to put in a little bit more work to do what was necessary to help them maintain the lead and to win.
Tilly Pethrick, a shot, scores! Tilly Pethrick! The Lakers have life.
Wow, that was extremely needed. Right, what a shot from the point. I thought for sure maybe that might not go in because I felt there was a clear lane for the goalie to see that. It was a very clear lane, nobody's in front, but way to just get it over the glove, pop the bottle off. A much needed goal for Oswego to cut the lead in half. Now it's only a 1-goal game. 3rd goal of the season for Petrick.
And the second case of commentator's curse for yourself, Brady.
Yes.
Just mentioning that shutout. Oh boy, and it is now knocked off the board by the 27 of Tilly Pethrick. Below the goal line it'll go. The Lakers now certainly with a fire in their camp. Off the board, kept in by Power. Quick shot, it'll go into the corner. Around it goes Van Dam, kept in now by Megan Smith. Smith now for Georgia Cunliffe. Cunliffe for Van Dam. Van Dam a shot, stop right in the body of Megan Smith, still in the slot. Kept in, Cortland just trying to get it out however they can, swiping sticks at it, but picking it up is Sophie Hart. She'll take it back up the boards. Rika Belli not able to stop her. And here comes Cortland the other way. Cortland a 2-on-1 here. Quick shot, blocked it away. And over to the near side. Blocking that. Van Dam just using all the body, and throwing over Katie Mahoney is J.J. Seal. Coming through are the Lakers. Parenti for Cooley. As Cooley takes it below the goal line, Parenti backhanding it up to the point. Quick shot again. It's right in front of Gilode, and she's just able to get it away. Here comes Cortland. Drew Kopak into the zone. Comes across the top. Shot redirected over the net. Parenti up now for Elizabeth Cooley. Cooley, had a pass to her right, just not able to get it to Dory. As Cortland sends it right back all the way down, but that one will be an icing, as I believe it was the aid of Grace Caracas who released it, just not over the red line.
If you're clearly watching this game, you could tell that goal was a huge energy shifter and momentum shifter. The bench overall, you can tell for Oswego, a lot more lively the way they're playing right after that goal. They are really buzzing out there on the ice. They're really just moving towards the puck with a little bit more effort, and they're willing to still play even more physical. That goal was super crucial for Oswego.
O'Brien now a shot. It's gloved up by Gilode, even though that one probably would have gone past her net, but she didn't want to risk anything, especially after giving up her first goal after now 17 shots for the Oswego State Lakers.
Second time I've jinxed something today was saying, she was going to get the shutout. And Fanny Anbor, she's been quiet. And then she gets the second goal of the game.
Well, you might be able to use that power. Nonetheless, Lakers able to come back. A quick shot from O'Brien, turned away by Gilode. As back up the boards it'll go. O'Brien keeps it in, sends it back below the goal line. Iverson having to pinch down for it. Sent around by the 29 of Kayla Persinger up the boards. And Pinty and O'Brien just trying to keep it in the boards on this side. But it'll squirt out into the neutral zone. Leah Coley, getting tripped up. The entire Laker bench wants a penalty. They will not get it. And really, the referee is letting him play, possibly to a dangerous end. Cortland over for Dinsmore. Dinsmore blocked away by Ricabelli. Here comes Megan Smith with it. Smith trying to fend off the 15 of Katie Diem. She's able to stay with the puck and protects it herself. Now against 3 different Dragons, but she relinquishes it to Jillian Dinsmore. And here come the Dragons the other way, kept in by Power. Julia Power trying to grab that. Instead, it's Katie Mahoney. Off of Smith and Power both working it below the goal line. Coming in to help is Lauren Ricabelli. She forces it back into the corner. Power, Ricabelli, and Megan Smith, 12, 13, 14, all the way in that far corner and still fighting for it. Julia Power just trying to come out with it, gets a little bit tripped up. It's into the skates of Katie Mahoney. As poking it away is Megan Smith. She's able to stay with it, sends it to the slot, but no, Lakers are there. Here come the Dragons. Off the boards, all the way down. And still a lot of noise being made by the fans that have come into the Deborah F. Stanley Arena to see this semifinal matchup. Patrick off the boards, intercepted by Kira Cook. Through the neutral zone, she'll hand it D to D. Now back up the boards. All the way into the Lakers' end, going to grab it, Drew Kopak. Cook trying to grab it, instead it's Kayla Dory who does. Dory putting on the Jets. Off the boards it'll go. She'll try to skate around the 27 of Carla Bertrand. They'll go all the way into the corner with it. Through the neutral zone, into the hands of Grace Caracas. Caracas, shot, blocked away by Shaji Seal. And Caracas almost tripping over that red line there. And G. Seal gives her a shove, trying to give her stick back, but here comes Elizabeth Cooley on the other side. Across, it'll go to the far boards. Van Dam, gets a hit there, no call called again. And the Laker faithful want one. J. Seal a shot, save made by Gilode. And this one's getting physical.
Yeah, the refs are literally just letting them play. I mean, there's been questionable missed calls for both sides. The refs are just really letting them at it. It doesn't matter how physical the game is, whatever team does to get an advantage, they are just letting them go at it in this game. But you can tell that the physicality and everything, the energy is definitely shifted over Oswego in this back half of this frame.
Up the near boards it goes for the Dragons. Here comes Emma McLean. McLean into the zone. Big hit from Pinty there as checking is on the table. Leah Coley gets tripped up. We finally have a penalty. 2-4 tripping on Genevieve Sprocka.
Well, we finally get our first penalty of the game, a hooking call. That will be going against Sabroka, who got the first goal of the game. And it's tough to miss that, especially with the referee right in front of there. Odds were that was going to get called. But now we get to finally see the Oswego power play, and well, the special teams in general. Power play for Oswego, though, has been a concern this season going into the game. They've only had 10 power play goals on 89 attempts, so 11.2%. Fifth ranked in all of SUNYAC. But they're facing the worst penalty kill in the SUNYAC against Cortland. They only have an 80.4 success rate, but again, part of it is just because of the fact they don't take a lot of penalties.
Coley for Ricabelli. Ricabelli shot blocked away by the body of Grace Caracas. The Lakers will set up once more. Pinty across the blue line. Now for Coley. Coley shot kicked away by Gilloud. Leah Coley. Now for Kayla Dory behind the net. Ooh, has to corral it in her feet there. And that's Erica Parenti who comes out with it. Pinty now gives it to Ricabelli near side. Ricabelli handing it to Dory as she comes around the circle. Dory, Ricabelli, sent right across. No Lakers put their sticks on it. Sydney Pinty comes across to keep it in. Pinty coming across the top of the circles. Sydney Pinty. A little bit of miscommunication there. They set up back in their positions. Coley, shot right on in. A rebound was there, but Cortland will clear.
That was dangerous rebound. Not many of those rebounds we have seen Gilloud really cough up, but she is lucky that none of the players for Oswego was able to see where the puck was. Crucial line change as well for Cortland and finally cut the puck out and get some fresh legs onto the ice.
Elizabeth Cooley dumping it in and setting it up for the Lakers. A new power play will come. Jay Seal, now Cunliffe. Cunliffe down for Megan Smith. Oh, but the Cortland Red Dragons looking to eat it here. And Smith and Cunliffe will dig at it. So does J. Seal coming up the boards. Cooley, Cunliffe, J. Seal, and clearing that of the Dragons. 18 seconds in the power play. Lakers might just have one more rush in it on this power play. They've got 10 seconds on the board, but J. Seal is waiting behind the net. J. Seal finally finds an outlet here, and here come the Lakers. 2 seconds on the board. Sent across to the near side for Cunliffe. Cunliffe, shot, saved made by Gilloud, and she's able to glove that one up for the cover.
That was a really good scoring opportunity for Georgia Cunliffe. Bodies in front of Gilloud, so it's really tough for her to see in that scenario. You had a couple defenders right in front, but also some bodies from Oswego. If she got that wrist shot a little bit to the left towards the blocker side, I think that would have gone in, but went towards the chest of Gilloud. That was very lucky for Gilloud that it didn't go a little bit towards her right because she could not really see that clearly.
O'Brien takes it off of that tied up face-off. Gets put into the corner though. Natalie Lons in the far corner now. Julia Power. Power sent right in, tried to connect with Natalie Lons, but here come the Dragons the other way. 2-on-2 here. Dumping it into the zone is Carlin Bertrand. Below the goal line goes Fanny Annaborn for it. Back up the boards towards Bertrand. Bertrand sends it back to Annaborn. Now it's below the goal line for Katie Mahoney. Sent to the center, and getting that out of harm's way is Natalie Lons. Off the boards now, Tilly Pethrick able to grab it. Sole scorer for the Lakers so far. Lons across for Iverson, off of her skate there, and that is off the boards. And here comes Cortland the other way. Cortland, shot, redirected off the stick of Tilly Pethrick and out of harm's way. Off the boards. Back for Pethrick being below the goal line. Now Coley. Coley just trying to find an outlet. Now gets it to Tilly Pethrick. Pethrick now for Coley. Now up for O'Brien. Tried to come through and over the blue line. Pethrick powers through though. Sent all the way down. No icing here. Elizabeth Cooley putting on the Jets, just trying to get it into the camp of the Lakers. Cooley. Ooh, redirected off the stick of Emma McLean and out of the zone. Lakers will have to regroup. Dory, Coley, now up for Parenti. 2 minutes remain in the game.
If Oswego gets the puck in the O zone with at least 90 seconds left, I would pull the goalie. At least take that risk, get a chance, get an additional man out there on the ice. Better your chances of trying to tie this game up. Your goal is to send this at least to overtime.
Cortland has 90 seconds until they advance. Unless something else should happen. Pinty gets tripped up there. No call comes. And Cortland will get it out of the zone. Helen Van Dam back for Kayla Dory. They'll dump it in. Lakers enter. Parenti and Ricabelli on it. Gets up for Megan Smith, though.
And
Smith.
DeVivo gets pulled off, so now we got 6-on-5 hockey.
Cortland, though, sends it the length. It'll go wide of the net, though. 1 minute remaining. Here come the Lakers. Jay Seal with it. Over the blue line, over the red line, over the blue line. She'll lug it, handing it to Ricabelli. 50 seconds remain now. Jaseel now look for Lawns. Lawns up for Van Dam. Van Dam, the shot. Rebound is still there, though. Backhander just wide. 40 seconds remain. Parenti. Now the Lawns. Now it's Ricabelli. Shallow angle shot. Gilot stops it. 30 seconds remain. Cortland clears it down, but that one will be an icing. High stakes in the dying moments of the semifinal game for the SUNYAC tournament. And that woman right there, Gilot, has stood on her head.
Yeah, just there were so many great chances that Oswego's had in this back, like in this last minute, that just got by the net and Gilot. So many dangerous scoring chances they just can't put away. I mean, that's a big part of why obviously they're still down, but I'd say the story of this game and the reason why Oswego finds himself down 2-1 right now is the fact that they haven't been able to generate many opportunities in the first or second period. It took them way too long to get going on offense, but now they're starting to really heat up. Cortland's kind of back on their heels a little bit. You just got to keep pushing. You have to, whatever energy you have left, you have to give it all in this last 24.3 seconds. This is a do or die moment for the Lakers.
Head coach Mark Digby giving the Lakers the rundown. Only 24.3 seconds remain in their season should nothing change on the board.
And whoever wins this game will go off to Plattsburgh. Just to give you a score update, with 2:39 left to go in the third period, Plattsburgh State up over William Smith 6-0. So for sure, the championship game will be all the way up in the North Country at Plattsburgh State. So one of these teams will have to make the trip.
The two Central New York teams of the Oswego State Lakers and the SUNY Cortland Red Dragons. One of them will have to make the about 4+ hour drive across the Adirondacks to the Ronald B. Stafford Ice Arena. And right now, that is Cortland. The Lakers have 24.3 seconds to change that. 6-on-5. DeVivo on the bench. And they will start it. Coming back below the goal line. Now Ricabelli, 20 seconds left. Pinty at the top. Sydney Pinty walking it across. Now gives it to Ricabelli. Ricabelli sends it right in. It'll go to the near boards. 10 seconds remain. Cunliffe just trying to keep it in. Sends it right towards the bench. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the Cortland Red Dragons will advance to the SUNYAC final.
Gotta give credit to that defense of Cortland, just keeping the pressure in the last 24.3 seconds. They decided to make the change for the defense that whoever's supposed to cover the puck carrier, press out on them even more. They did a good job at really just being physical and really just keeping the puck towards the boards, keeping it to the outside, don't let anything towards the slot. Good work from Cortland, as now they'll be going off to Plattsburgh to compete for the SUNYAC championship. But what a season, though, for Oswego State.
And what a season indeed. A season in which many of their players were new to this entire organization. You mentioned earlier this game here, Braden, that many of the stalwarts of the Oswego State lineup graduated after the end of last year. And this almost a new team with only one senior. They made it all the way to the semifinal, only to lose to, well, the Cortland Red Dragons, who will head to their second SUNYAC final in just 3 years.
I mean, they've been a consistently good program, and you can tell again, it's when they're coaching from Rick Filagera, who's really just taught this team to be very disciplined and to go hard every minute of each game. But give, again, credit to Oswego. You got to also feel as well for Brittany Iverson, the only senior on this team who gets to play her last game of Division III hockey of her career.
And credit as well must be given to the 30 of Hélène Giraud, the woman from La Source, France, a town in the foothills of the French Alps, has a .960 on the night. 24 of 25 shots stopped. And she's able to put away the season for those Oswego State Lakers. The final score, 2 for the Cortland Red Dragons, only 1 for the Oswego State Lakers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to our coverage of Oswego State Lakers women's hockey this season. That will end it, and unfortunately as well, that will end it for myself as well. I've covered many games for this Oswego State Lakers women's team here on WTOP 10, but as a result of me graduating in May, this will be my final game for WTOP 10, and I hope that all of you out there at home watching this on your TVs, on your computers, on your phones, wherever you watch, I hope that regardless of the outcome, you have enjoyed as much as I have to be up in this press box. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, it did not go the Oswego State Lakers' way, but what a season they made it. Very much a fantastic season for these Oswego State Lakers. They still come out with a winning record, a final record of 14-10-2 on the season. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. We will send it over to the perch for our final post-game show. For Braden Peters, I've been Rob Finger, live from the Steve Levy press box. We'll see you next time on WTOP 10.
The storybook season in the Dragon Lair continues as Cortland heads home with a 2-1 victory over the home squad Oswego State Lakers in the 2026 SUNYAC semifinal matchup held live at the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena. Thank you for tuning into our post-game show. I am Logan Weingartner, your host, joined by my great analysts, Chris DeLuca and Paul Kasparek. Guys, what a game the Oswego State Lakers struck, but too little, too late. Cortland, a fiery attack they used for the win. What did you see there?
I mean, that third period, at the end of the day, it was all Oswego, right? They had so many shots on goal, 19 shot attempts, 10 on goal, compared to Cortland Red Dragons, 11 shot attempts, and only 2 getting on goal. They were playing a very defensive game, and unfortunately for the Lakers, Cortland's defensive efforts paid off.
Yeah, I mean, you see the stats there. But, you know, after the second period where Cortland just controlled the entire second period, Oswego just flipped the switch in the third period. But, again, it was just a little too late because they just didn't have the offense in the first 40 minutes. And that goal only coming in 10 minutes into the third period, still just a little too late. Cortland was still at that point was able to lock down defensively. And then just the inexperienced on this Oswego State Lakers team just wasn't enough to push him over to tie the game.
Yeah, the goal scorer, the lone goal scorer for the Lakers, Stratford, Connecticut native Tilly Pethrick, a really hard snipe from the top of the key, put the Lakers back within 1. Chris, why didn't you break down that goal?
Absolutely, as we'll take a look right over here. Tilly right at the point. Let's slow down right here. Just an absolute shot, a snipe, pop in the water bottle. Let's rewind that. See that water bottle go flying into the air. Bang, look at that. It's just absolute, especially for someone like a sniper like Tilly Pethrick, to see that bottle go flying is very, very enjoyable, to be honest.
Yeah, tried to do that in NHL 12 a few times, trying to knock the bottle down. Was successful, but that's irrelevant. So, Paul, what do you think contributed to Cortland's overall success for them to advance to the March 7th SUNYAC Championship?
They were just the better team from the start. The minute the puck hit the ice, I mean, they were just all over Oswego from the start, and they just looked bigger. They looked faster. Just Oswego just couldn't keep up. You know, there was points in time where Oswego just looked very fatigued and just outworked in all facets of the game, and that's just the experience that Cortland has, and it shows the inexperience Oswego has.
Yeah, what a season that will continue for freshman goalie Eileen Geode. Put up 24 saves, allowed just 1 goal for a save percentage of .96. So, Chris, flipping back to Oswego, I want to ask you, overall, where do you think they fell short?
It was, realistically speaking, it was on the neutral zone and offensive coverage. Especially those first 2 periods, it felt like they were very much lacking in those aspects. A lot of times they were turning the puck over. They didn't have necessarily great control of it. They weren't getting those quality shots on goal, as we were saying before. That third period, they flipped the switch. They were able to get back to their game and really embody that comeback kid spirit. But unfortunately for them, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, the offense didn't get going until late. But for sophomore goalie Mia DeVivo, a bright future, just again, a second-year player, didn't face a ton of action, 13 saves, allowed 2 goals, .867 save percentage, a good outing for her. Coach Mark Digby definitely grateful to have the sophomore on the roster for 2 more years. But now going to the North Country, where we talked about this matchup and the team that Cortland will face in the final, just an absolutely dominant win. Chris, what happened down there for Plattsburgh and the Ronald B. Safford Ice Arena?
It's all over in North Country, especially for the William Smith Herons. They are completely out after losing to Plattsburgh 7-0. Final shot on goal count looks on my page right now, it says 2 seconds. I think that's incorrect. I think what is it? Live Sports is just, or Live Stats is not necessarily updating correctly. But look at this: 71 shots attempts, 37 for the William Smith Herons. They had a lot of good shot attempts in that third period. 15. Specifically for the Herons, keeping it closer than it was in the last 2 periods. But unfortunately for the Herons, it just wasn't enough. Plattsburgh completely dominated. They completely just wiped the floor with them, truthfully.
Yeah, I mean, not much to say about Plattsburgh that hasn't already been established. The Cardinals will look to repeat as SUNYAC champions. So, Paul, before we end here, any closing thoughts with this young Lakers team? I want to ask you, what do you think we can expect heading into next season?
I mean, they're bringing all their entire freshman class from this year to next year. I mean, they're going to bring playoff experience, 1, and 2. They're just going to have to feed off the success of this season. You know, from last year to this year, there was a little dip, but that doesn't mean they can't improve into next season. So bring the freshman class over, and they just have to keep improving in all facets of their game.
Yeah, Lakers graduating just 1 player, number 19, Brittany Iverson, who was honored on senior night just a few weeks ago. So, Chris, with this young roster, I'm going to ask you about the same thing. What can we expect in Mark Digby yet another year for the Lakers next year?
I mean, you've seen it this year with such a young squad. They were able to get into the 2nd seed in the SUNYAC conference and be able to get that bye and just do very well this season. And this is a great starting point for the Lakers. This is a good benchmark. Now they need to look into next season, keep their practicing, keep finalizing their game, and just keep improving and evolving so that they can get back to that level where they were at last year before all the past seniors left.
Without a doubt. Well, the Lakers season ending with an overall record of 14 wins, 10 losses, and 2 ties, 8-5-2 in conference play. So as for me, I've been honored to be on my 2nd playoff game this week. And my great analysts, thank you for joining me today, Chris DeLuca and Paul Kasparek. Don't go anywhere, as in a few hours, the Oswego State men's hockey team will have puck drop against the Skidmore Thoroughbreds in the SUNYAC semifinal. But that will be all for us here on The Perch. Again, do not go anywhere. Tune back into WTOP 10 in primetime hours.